Of Desert Springs, where we face Sweden and Italy. We've got umpires today, Andrew and Mark here, and then we are going to have Sweden are going to be tossing for the coin, and Italy, I'd like to give your call. And it is a heads, so we have Italy have won the toss. So if you'd like to come and join me, Rudy, please, and please tell us what you'd like to do.
Yeah, we're going to bat first.
Okay, so you're going to have a bat, and what makes you the decision of having a bat first?
No, we want to play our natural game without any pressure, so that is okay.
So we saw obviously you batted first here yesterday as well against Norway and posted a really healthy total of 146. What was your thinking behind then? What are you going to take through to today?
We don't have any plan, but we just try to play our natural game and without any pressure. That's the main reason. So then we're looking forward to put some good score on the board. Let's see.
Fantastic. Good luck. All the best. And we're just going to have a chat with Ginja from Sweden. So having a bowl first, if you would have won the toss, what would you have done?
Obviously, I don't want to say, but we're gonna choose ball, of course, yeah, because they are good batters and we want to have quality batting, and it's a good opportunity for Sweden to face such a lovely batters. Yeah, looking forward for that.
Fantastic. So going in bowling then, what are your plans going to be when you go into bowl?
Do I need to reveal that? I'm just joking. Of course, line and length and tight fielding, no easy singles. That's the basic plan. Yeah.
Fantastic. And are there any players, because this is the first time I've seen Sweden play, and a few other people as well, so any other players, key players that we should look out for today?
Definitely, we have Kanchan Rana from Malmöhus. We have Signal Lind, Swedish player. So I guess you will get more action from them. Yeah, that's
fantastic. Good luck, all the best. So news from the toss, Italy have won and they are going to bat first. And we are off with Italy against Sweden on a beautiful sunshine day in Desert Springs. So we've just had our first delivery, which has been scampered through. Oh, I think there was a signal there by the umpire, but I can't quite see from here. I'm behind a pole. Oh, so it's a free hit. Been utilised beautifully through square leg, so it runs away to the boundary but cut off by deep square leg. Good start for the Italians. They'll look to go through quite powerfully, I reckon, on this.
I'm quite surprised they don't bring her a bit deeper, actually. Italy batted really well yesterday, strongest I've seen. Hello.
Very much so. I think that's also been called for a no ball, unfortunately, so that'll be yet another free hit for the Italians. It's always a good thing as a batter. You like to have a free hit. It's a bit of a licence. Take my sunglasses off, I can't see our TV screen. As the bowler runs into bowl and it just is left. Oh, disappointing, and I think Sharon, she knows that. She's missed out on an opportunity there. She thought it was going to be drifting wide, but it did not, and that is a dot ball. Good for the Swedes. As the ball runs in again, it's played beautifully into the offside. Oh, ran over slightly by cover, but ball comes straight back into the bowler for a dot ball. Yeah, there's one thing that we spoke about over the last couple of games, as the ball is bowled in and goes left beautifully on the offside. Love a leave in T20 cricket, you don't see many of them. Hopefully we won't see many of them. As the bowler comes running in, left arm round the wicket, stopped by the keeper by her pads. Oh, it's been called a wide by the umpire. There's Andrew Elliott out there, former commentator with me on the last couple of matches. He's been looking after me.
Yeah, he does everything around here.
This bowler's running in, left arm played beautifully to point as they try and run through. Little bit of indecision, but is made ground. So good start from the Italians so far. Couple of extras in the first over. Already 7 for none off 0.4. So we just wait slightly for the keeper to be ready. Batter's having a look round. Runs into bowl, hits on the pad, big shout for LBW, and it is given! That is a fantastic breakthrough for the Swedish team. Fantastic from captain Gunjan, started off with a wicket in her first over. That's disappointing from the Italian Sharon, that was, who was on the receiving end of it. Oh no, actually I'm telling a lie, but I think screen is slightly behind there, because it was not Sharon, it was Delisha that was LBW there, so I think on our coverage on our screen it's slightly delayed. But yes, that was Delisha who was triggered LBW for 1 run. It may say differently on our screen though, but it's definitely Sharon who is still in play. So we have got a special guest with me. I can formally introduce now, because at the end of that over, very quick over that was from Captain Gunjan. So we have Alan with me. You are a parent of one of our Spanish girls, Spanish international players that we will see later today. Welcome.
Thank you.
I'm excited to be here.
Yes, sunny and it's warm, and somewhat better than being in England right now, which is strange for somebody who's a Spanish dad, I guess.
Of course. So how long have you been out in Spain for?
Well, we lived out here for about 15 years, and my wife is Spanish. But we moved back to England when our children were quite young, hence my daughter is a cricketer.
Fantastic.
Which obviously helps in terms of being Spanish and playing cricket. And here we are. And this is far better than the winter season of indoor cricket, which we're being subjected to back in the UK at the minute. So yeah, it's great to be out playing on grass again.
Oh, fantastic! No, that's good. And how is Naomi getting on, your daughter, so far? She enjoying it?
Just loving it. It's just for for the girls to experience meeting other women's teams internationally. It's just a great experience that cricket's starting to bring now for girls, and yeah, for her it's just an amazing experience, and obviously we kind of get dragged along because it's nice.
Of course, it is a great sport. I've played it for way too long. I won't tell you how long, but a long time. As we have Imali, who's coming into bowl. She's just started off her over with a couple of runs down through third man or third person. It's another full toss that has been put away down towards fine leg. Is it going to rush away? Oh, can't see from our angle. I think that is some excellent fielding. I'm not too sure who it was. I will find that out, definitely. That is a fantastic bit of fielding, running towards the boundary rope, diving, full stretch, bringing the ball back in. It's very good. Saved 2 runs there.
And not called a no ball, so that's the icing on the cake. They don't have a free hit.
That was Sophie who pulled that back in. As the next ball is just played lovely into the mid-wicket region for a dot ball. Be good to see how the Swedes come to thinking their fielding positions here, what their plans are. So we've had some very different plans over the last couple of games, so it'd be good to see how these girls attack it. As the ball is nice and full again, full toss. Is this going to be pushed away now? It's been chased down. No, it's been stopped again on the boundary. That is a fantastic bit of fielding, chasing after the ball nice and quick along the floor for another 2 runs.
It's really speeded up since yesterday. The actually having some sunshine and winds really dried the outfield out, so you get a lot more value for your shots today.
You do. As bowler's running into bowl, right arm over, and is played back to the bowler for no run. Yeah, it's fantastic for me to be out here, because I've never really even heard of much cricket being played in Europe. As Amali's running into bowl, down the leg side, just flutters through, and that will be called a wide by Mark, another fellow Midlander. Mark, the umpire. So I'm from the West Midlands, he's from my neck of the woods, he's actually from Worcester. So I lived in Worcester for a good few years. A few mutual friends we found out earlier today, which was quite nice.
Small world.
It is, as Amali is running through, and swing and a miss. So good way to finish the second over, with the score being 6 for 1 off 2.
So you didn't know there was much cricket being played in Europe?
I didn't know. I feel a little bit embarrassed to admit that, to be honest.
You're from the West Midlands, so you just need to get out a bit more, don't you?
You're not wrong, I do. But it's amazing. It's incredible. And even just having that little bit of, something in you, whether it be Swedish background or Italian. And so looking at one of the Italian players, Amelia Bartram, she's from Oxford, but her mother's Italian. So therefore she's eligible to play for Italy, which she's doing. And she's a good little handy left-handed bat that we'll see hopefully down the line.
Yeah, we saw her yesterday. She looked good. Yeah.
She looked aggressive, which I like.
So is she playing in England at the moment?
Yes, she's living in Oxford and playing in Oxford for Oxfordshire. As we have a new bowler.
And club side?
Greece. I'm not too sure on club side, but that I will find out. I only got here yesterday. I only met him this morning. So we have number 18, I believe this is. So this is Sien. Coming into bowl with her sunglasses on. Was full toss. Is that going to be called happy from the umpires? Yeah. Happy with height. Just
square leg umpire's having a think about it, isn't he?
I think he was quite happy with it. Oh, we're calling it a wide instead. So I think the debate might have been there, was it a no ball or was it a wide? So Andrew Elliott has called it a wide. Oh, that is big wide. I'm not too sure where the confusion was in that. As the next ball is played by Sharon into the covers for no run. Steady start for the Italians. 13 for 1 off 2. They'll be happy with that. Obviously, loss of the early wicket of Delisha. As Sien runs into bowl. Again, another full toss, but that has been punched away, hammered through, backward of point, picked up cleanly and thrown in just for the single. It's disappointing when you hit it very cleanly and you just get one.
Good shot. Cricket's full of disappointments, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Sometimes we wonder why we play it. It's a great sport, played in the sunshine with so mmany people. As Sien runs into bowl once more, and it's big swing and a miss by Chetharika. I've been practicing trying to help to pronounce some of these names. Some great names. I've already done my apologies in advance if I do get them wrong, and I probably will be inconsistent with how I try and pronounce them. Hopefully in one way which will be okay. As she runs into bowl and is played off the legs to mid-wicket, picked up, and no run scored from it. So how many times have you been to Desert Springs? Been to the resort much?
Yeah, well, not a lot, but we came actually. Hello?
Sorry, we just had a little.
I think we're back now.
Apologies. Sorry, we're just having a few technical difficulties, so apologies if we do keep cutting in and out as the game is in play. And
free hit signalled by the umpire there.
So hopefully.
So Desert Springs. So we actually got here last year. Because this is the home of the Root Academy.
It is indeed.
And we were, as we are half Spanish, we were holidaying here for the whole summer. And Naomi was lucky enough to get on a Root Academy course.
Wow, so, fantastic! Did she meet the man?
Unfortunately, not. That would have,
that'd have been sensational.
Yeah, she's a bit of a fan of Joe Root, but I'd say Joss, on the men's side, Joss is
He's my favourite.
Is he?
Yeah.
I think she had a thing for Sam Billings as well, but
okay.
But Joss, based on recent performance, I think he may well have tipped the scale.
There's a fantastic podcast, actually. Your daughter might be interested listening to Joss Butler talk, and it's all about being an introverted leader. So he's not the most expressive, outgoing extrovert that, I mean, you can see that on the pitch. But
he's a strong, quiet type, isn't he?
He is, 100%. And it's from, it's Jake Humphrey's podcast, High Performance podcast with Joss Butler. If those listeners out there, I highly recommend. As the bowler running and big swing, but the ball was just a little bit wide for that. So still Amali bowling this end. 16 for 1 off 3 overs. Healthy start. As Amali runs in again, and a big stretch of the left leg to meet the ball on the full there from Chaturika. She had a good game yesterday. Small in stature, but very powerful with the bat. Not afraid to hit the ball hard. Ooh, that ball
another wide.
Rolls towards the offside. It's one thing I've noticed here as well, which a few of the girls from Italy did speak to me about, is how they're so used to playing on artificial that the ball doesn't bounce. On artificial, the ball bounces a significant, much more than it does out here.
Absolutely change your shots here, don't you? And particularly, we had so much rain as well.
Yeah, it's a lot to consider.
It is staying low, isn't it?
As the ball has just been punched into the offside for a quick single. Good bit of fielding.
So the great thing about the game at the minute is, we're talking about Joss Butler, but there's so many great female cricketing role models now for the girls. It's
young and slightly older. I say slightly older, so slightly older being your Catherine Brunts and Jenny Guns, those that are coming to potentially the back end of their career. Charlotte Edwards, of course, Sarah Taylor.
I mean, we're so lucky in Hampshire.
Yeah, of course.
So, we've got some really good role models locally. And to see them playing in the local leagues is just fantastic for the girls. See, the 9-year-olds going, I've seen her on telly. And it's not just the men's game.
Yeah.
It's...
Well, I was looking through, we've been given some profiles of these players, and I was looking through some of their favourite cricketers, and it was just so refreshing as the ball's been bowled and it's been edged through past leg stump. So Sharon, very lucky there, but noticed and is a little bit disappointed. But yeah, it's great to see that the fact that they had a lot of female cricketers as their role models, and especially I saw Alice Capps' name down there, and she's only 18.
Yeah. So
to be someone's hero at 18 is quite impressive. I've played against Alice, and she's an exceptional talent for her age.
I think at cricket, performing at that level at that age is really impressive, because it's such a mind game.
Definitely.
It requires such maturity to really understand it and to be able to deal with it.
Couldn't agree more.
So to do that at 18 is just, it's really unusual.
It's amazing. She's done very, very well. And just saying that, we've had a lovely boundary hit through a square leg. I can hear myself now. Move my microphone. So to finish the over, strong shot from Sharon. Another full toss. I think the Swedish team need to just work on their length a little bit. We've had one too many full tosses at the moment, but all in all, going quite well. So 24 for 1 off 4. Again, Italia will be happy with that. Just a loss of 1 wicket so far. Again, we're still in the power play, so there's only 2 fielders allowed out during the first 6 overs of the game. Italy have decided to go with Sweden, I apologise, have decided to go with 1 fielder out, and they are in front of square, and in the middle, I'd say, of the boundary rope and the 25-yard circle, and that ball
into play right now.
Exactly. So if she was on the boundary, she may have scampered round, but that ball has been struck firmly over the head of mid-wicket through towards the boundary at cow corner where her teammates are sat. So it's always good to hit a ball towards your teammates. But again, another full delivery, but struck beautifully by Chatharika.
I think some of the loopier bowlers are really struggling. There's a really strong southwesterly today, isn't there?
Oh, there is.
And it's so loopier bowlers are really struggling.
As the ball is struck again firmly to the offside, another diving stop. I think she's got it again. This is some fantastic boundary work from the Swedish cricket team. Again, saved a couple more runs, but the ball is being struck beautifully at the moment by Chatharika, finding the gaps quite freely, I believe. Again, no change of field apart from deep mid-wicket now. So she was at square, she's now at mid-wicket. As the ball is just knocked into the leg side for one.
Still not on the boundary though, is she?
She's not.
Trying to stop the two, or?
I think yesterday having potentially slightly slower surface, having them not so much on the boundary is a good idea. But I mean, we've just seen the ball race away twice. So it might be another thought there. As another wide is bowled by Surya Kala, new bowler for Sweden. Right arm over, long black hair covering that number on the back. 56 popular number at the moment. A couple of teams have had a 56.
Any significance in that?
I have no idea. Probably not. You do believe that some numbers just look better on shirts than others. I was a bit random with mine, so I like to have a different number per team that I'm in. I went a bit rogue with it, which was a great idea at the time until I found out that I was kind of fluttering between quite a few teams. I was like, crikey, I'm going through the whole of the numbers.
So your PR department obviously weren't advising you properly there.
I know.
I mean, Joe Root's made a thing of it, hasn't he?
Yeah, Brooks. What could I have with Brooks? Not really anything, really, is there? I've gone through a fair few numbers. My favourite number is number 3, so number 3 is my lucky number. So I like to have either multiples of or any other significance to me. So number 3 was my start. Then I had 9, obviously 3 threes are 9, and I quite like the number 9 for some reason.
Yeah. Well, that's 3 cubed actually, so you get 2 threes in there.
Yeah,
so,
of course. Exactly. And then we've got what else have I had? I've had 93, the year I was born. Again, 9 and a 3.
93.
I know, sorry. I've just told everyone how old I am. Oh no. What else have I had? I think, well, the one that's a little bit out of the ordinary is 78, and I'll explain why. So, I feel like I should. At Warwickshire, we were given shirt numbers, so the next person to play. Sorry, just sorting out our microphones. In the wind they just start to blow down a little bit, don't they? So I need to just have some adjustments just to make sure that you can hear us properly wherever you're watching.
So who's 99 here?
So 99 of the Swedes is, I need to ask her how to pronounce her name.
Senior.
So is it Senior? Is that how you'd say it?
Well, there could be.
I mean, I look at it of sign with an E.
Yeah, but Sweden, it's kind of sickness.
Signe. I'm going to be saying that, and she'll tell me off later.
I was kind of hoping it'd be somebody Walls or Whippy or something for 99.
Oh, I like that. Well, her surname's Lundell or Lundell. So
Perhaps
there's
that's the Swedish ice cream.
potentially a 99er that
Yeah.
costs now a significant amount more money than 99p of what it originally was. But there we go. Swings and roundabouts.
Yeah.
As Gunja comes in, left arm round the wicket, big swing, a little bit of a call. Thought there was a slight edge on the bat, but no, not interested. Any minor appeal as Gunjan runs in and the ball is struck over the head of cover. That is going to race away for 4. There was no holding back from that from Sharon as she moves on to 17 from 17. So going at a runner ball, which is nice. It's good in this format. I always think if you're striking at 100 or more, you're doing well. Had a good conversation with Sharon earlier, ex-Sri Lankan cricketer, or played with Sri Lanka a fair few years ago, she said. I won't say how many. But absolutely loves the cricket, and she was really grateful that she's able to have the opportunity to play, especially for another country as well. So we've played with similar players like Chamari Atapatu. So we've both played with her, which has been fun. Which has been good fun. That's great in the world of cricket. It's just so small. Everyone seems to know everybody.
But hopefully getting bigger.
Oh, for sure. As we see a change of bowler, so Anya is coming on to bowl at the Crocodile Club end. I think that's what Andrew Elliott said yesterday. I'm not too sure what you'll call this end. The sea? Mountains?
No, sea's over there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I've got that
sea
wrong
kind
then.
of, yeah. It's kind of the agricultural.
The agricultural end.
Yeah.
As Anya runs in for her first ball and is a wide, bowling it outside the off stump wide line. Nice bit of pace to her though. Bit of a slingy action as Chetharika stands there with one hand on a hip, as people might call it, the teapot pose, as she looks down the ground. So at the end of the power play, Italy 40 for 1, a lovely steady start as Anya runs into bowl and is again another full toss, but struck beautifully towards cover as they scamper through for 1, and ball comes into the bowler's end. Lovely bit of cricket. I'm looking forward to having a good conversation with yourself in a good interval. Got some good questions, I think, that a lot of people would like to hear, because I want to hear about how it is being the parent of not just a cricketer but now an international cricketer, and how that's affected you and your family, how you support her, what sacrifices you've had to make, because I'm sure all the parents out there are going, oh my days, yes.
Yeah, it's interesting though, isn't it? I think if you've been in sport yourself, I think you kind of just want your offspring to be involved, because you know what sport brings. That's been my whole life, and it actually doesn't matter which sport it is, but actually it's given my whole life purpose, really. And then when you have kids, they become your purpose, and you just kind of think, yeah, sport. But it's hard managing it, because there's a lot of pushy parents out there who just and probably my daughter would say the same about me as well, but I try not to be.
It's difficult. I can imagine it's difficult. I mean, I don't have any children of my own, but
you were a child once.
I was a child once, and I had my parents do exactly what you're doing for your daughters.
It's yeah, but it's it does require, for anybody to be good at sport, it requires a lot of privilege, I think.
I couldn't agree more.
And privilege comes in many shapes and sizes, but yeah.
I would definitely say I'm very privileged to have my parents be able to transport me to and fro training. I was always about an hour away from where I trained. Financially, obviously, as a young nut, you don't earn an income, so you need to have the financial support, and as we know, cricket is not the cheapest of sports, whether that be membership or kit. You know, there's a lot that parents do for their children. As Anya is running up into bowl and is left. Oh, was unsure if he was going to give that, Andrew Elliott, but he does. But they're capitalising on these full tosses though. What I like, what the girls have done today, they've come out and they've been really, really positive with the bat, and I think they're just trying to put a stamp on this tournament, because these two teams are the only two ranked teams in this tournament. As the ball is pulled beautifully towards backward of square. As they come through for a second, it's going to be dangerous. And she's ran herself out. Sharon, it was her call. She wanted to come back. As she lies on the floor, she knows how detrimental that was. She was adamant she was coming back for the 2, but the ball was picked up cleanly and through. It's a good throw to the keeper. Unfortunately, the diving attempt of Sharon.
It's just the outfield's that bit quicker now, isn't it? Ball gets to the fielder, and that second run was always looking a bit tight.
It was, and I think, like you say, yesterday that could have been on, but unfortunately, Sharon, she departs. But she's had a really good start. She's helped her team out. She's done really, really well.
Yeah, ball gets to the fielder really quickly, and good arm.
It's a good throw into the gloves of the keeper. The keeper didn't have to do anything apart from take off the bails, which she did. Easy throw into the keeper, 1 bounce. As we now see Gayatri up to the crease with Chatharika. So Sharon departs 21 from 21. I think she's played a really good innings there, Sharon. She's helped her team get to a nice steady total, 47 for 2 now. Oh, we've got a difference in scores. I've just noticed. Got one scoreboard saying 46 and the other saying 47. But equally, the overs on that scoreboard say 5 and this says 7 or 6.5. So I think the scoreboard might potentially be slightly behind. I'm not scoring this game, so I don't know. But we started that end, so this would be an odd number of overs. So this would be number 7, yeah. So this would be the scoreboard slightly behind. As the ball is released and it is soared above the head of Chatharika. I'm lying, sorry. It wasn't Chatharika. It was Gayatri. I need to remember Chatharika has her hand on her hip majority times. So or I could look at the number. That would probably be the obvious.
Coming in straight for a free hit. That's a nice little, that's good ball there.
Well, from here, I definitely heard wood. So I think that appeal of LBW.
I think it was a free hit as well, wasn't it? Was it a no ball previously?
It was, yes. Yeah, that's a very good point. It's all exciting, isn't it? Though.
Yeah. We've
all celebrated a catch off a free hit and a wicket bowled and all of the above. I think it was that game in was it India-Pakistan? Was it India-Pakistan? Where I think it was on the free hit and it was bowled and they ran a 3.
Yeah.
I thought that was brilliant. I think others did not think so.
Yeah, it depends which
side you're on there.
Which side of the border you were.
Because India were batting at that point.
Yeah.
Might have been Kohli on strike.
Cannoned off stump, didn't it? And they ran a 3.
Oh, the laws of cricket. As we finish the 7th over, and the score is 48 for 2. Got a very strong breeze across the pitch, which might help some of the bowling. Some slower deliveries. We've got Surya Kala continuing here. I like that, the wind just gently giving the ball a little bit of sway in the air. Seems to be going well for Italy. Run rate of 6.7. And of course, out of power play, the fielding team are allowed 4 players now outside of the ring, which means 5 inside, 4 max outside. And so we have, just doing a little scan, so we still have a deepish mid-wicket, so not fully on the boundary, probably about 15 yards or so in from the boundary rope. And then we have a relatively deep extra, deep point. Some interesting field placements at the moment. As the ball gets hit towards mid-wicket, and a fumble means that they will get through for 1. A little bit of a shake of the hand, I think slightly sore, by Rashmi with a big yellow number 7. I do like this kit. My Warwickshire kit at home is yellow and blue.
Hampshire's blue and yellow as well, isn't it?
There's a lot of
Yeah, blue and yellow works, doesn't it?
yeah, it's just nice. Different colours of blue in there as well. I quite like the yellow stripe across. I think that looks quite funky. I'd like to see names on their shirts though. I do like a good name on a shirt.
Do you know, it's actually watching women's club cricket in England is just so. I mean, it looks proper.
Yeah, it's
And
good.
you go and watch men's, and they're all still wearing their whites. It just seems so last year.
Well, women, unless you play for England in the Ashes, you don't play red ball cricket. Well, hopefully that's going to change now as Surya Keller runs in as another full toss is bowled, but that is punished towards the leg side, and that will race away for 4 as it bobbles over the boundary. So we might see a change of field towards the next over, but that concludes the 8th over of the innings. 54 for 2. Italy going at a steady rate of 6.75 per over. Chathrika on 18 off 23, she's going well, and Gayatri is 1 from 3, going well.
So they scored what, 146 yesterday?
146 yesterday, and then bowled Norway out for 36.
Yeah, they ran over 100 runs, weren't they?
It was. But there was a lot of improvement this morning, which was nice. So Norway beat their score of yesterday. They had a nice little healthy partnership in the middle overs, which was good to see. And they're bowling actually. I know it's hard to say, but you know, they bowled with Isle of Man chased the runs down within the 5th over, so it's hard to comment on the bowling, but definitely from start compared to yesterday, fewer extras, which was great. There's always learning to be had here. As we have another, as they call it, moon ball, which has concluded into a free hit. So this is Sophie bowling with her long blonde hair in plaits, bit of a Sophie Eccleston style. Just having a quick chat by her captain, a little bit of reassurance, which is always good to see.
So I kind of understand moonball, but where does pie come from?
I don't know. It's a great term. It's a pie. I'm honestly not sure. As the ball is left down the leg side for a wide as they scamper through, as the ball drifts through towards short fine leg.
Now you're supposed to be commenting, so I need to know things like terminology.
I know.
Like pie. You need to know where pie comes from.
I don't know, but I want to find out. So maybe that's something we can do in the interval. We can find out where pie comes from. If you bowl a pie. I need to stop saying pie, I'm getting hungry. As Sophie runs into bowl, and it's charged down by Charathika. So she hits it on the full, and they run through for a 2. That's good batting. I love it when a batter uses their feet. I think they needed to do that more yesterday, so it's good to see them doing it today. As she moves on to 20. So Andrew was talking to me yesterday about not liking predicted scores. So when we get to 10 overs, or maybe a little bit later, 10 might be a bit premature. As the ball, another full ball, but okay, below waist height, so not called a no ball. That was played towards short third. Ran through for a 1, which brings Gayatri on strike. Been starved of the strike a little bit so far. Only faced 4 balls since being in. As Sophie runs through, and the ball has been absolutely smashed. Oh, just a 1 bounce 4. Thought that might have been the first 6 of the tournament, but unfortunately not. These boundaries are quite big, but that was just probably about a metre shy of the boundary rope by Gayatri. She's picked that up beautifully. Just swerved her left leg out the way, picked it up. Clean swing of the bat.
This is the most likely boundary they're going to get a 6 as well, isn't it, with this wind blowing?
Yeah, with the wind, definitely. You can see the flags in the distance.
It's definitely a long way hitting it to the other boundary.
It is. That would take a good strike. Doable with that. As she runs in again. Almost. I'd say that's a slightly better shot, you know.
Yeah.
Just picked it up. A bit of a hockey shot, really. So using her body, her wrists, and pulled the ball just behind of square. But that ball was quite full. She's got that on the full, and how she's hit that beyond backward of square. I'm impressed with that. That is very, very talented. Very good.
That's hockey player.
Yeah, I like that. I'm going to see if she played hockey at some point in her life. Very, very good from Gayatri, which moves her to 9 off 6 and moves the score to 68 off 2. 68 for 2 off 8.4, sorry. As she goes again up in the air as it drops, and it's picked up, well fielded by Cien. Picks it up and throws it in. Almost pierced the gap again on the leg side. But that was a very good field change from the Swedes. They've noticed that she likes to play towards the leg side. So they now have a cow cover, deep mid-wicket-ish, deep backward square, covering the leg side boundary. As the ball is hit out there again to Sienna, she picks it up cleanly and throws it in to the bowler's end for a single. This is good, it's exciting. This is the game that I think is the probably, you know, with the 2 ranked teams, I think it's going to be a good competition between these 2.
Early in the tournament, you're putting your money down early, aren't you?
This is just from what I've spoken to people about.
It's rumoured.
It's rumoured.
And Italy did look good yesterday.
And they did. But Isle of Man, they looked strong this morning.
Yeah, they knocked it off 5 overs, wasn't it?
Yeah, they did. With
despite having the smallest flag here.
I know. I did notice that when I came here. I thought, why is it so diddy?
Yeah, maybe they don't make big ones.
Maybe.
In the Isle of Man.
Maybe not. Maybe we should. We're calling out to the Isle of Man here. Make a bigger flag for your country. Spanish flag on our left-hand side.
It's as big as the Desert Springs one.
It is. Nice, vibrant red and yellow. Again, Sweden. Oh, just the blue and yellow. The big yellow cross on a royal blue-ish. Cobalt blue. I like that kind of colour. Over on the far side. As we have
kit colour, Sweden looks like Sweden, but Italy's not.
There's no green, red or white.
No, they need a bit more in there.
But you could say that again about any international Italian team, really, can't you?
Yeah, well, the Azure, isn't it? So, apart from their motor racing team, obviously, it's very red. So, yeah, but no, you've got opportunities for green in there and white.
Yeah, I reckon we do. Yeah. As Cien runs into bowl in her sunglasses, drifting down the leg side, so a wide will be called. I quite like these sunglasses. I'm a big sunglasses fan. I just can't wear mine because I can't see the screen, unfortunately.
Polaroids.
Yeah, not great.
Yeah, see the Ray-Bans.
They are. They're my sister's. She does know I have them, I think. If not, she does now.
Yeah, sorry about that.
As ball is bowled in, drifts down the leg side. Did she get a pad on it? No, it's going to be called a wide, unfortunately, for CN. Couple of extras being bowled here for Sweden. Again, I wish I was doing my scoring because then I could tell you how many. I feel lost without it. As a score, 74 for 2. Chatharika on strike. As the ball is bowled, full toss again. Is it going to be called? No, but it bounces and spins away from Fine.
Okay.
Oh, I thought that hit the boundary, but it's been thrown in as if it hasn't. I don't think anybody really knows, but it's been called a no ball, which means there will be a free hit for Chatharika, who has been striking the ball beautifully. So let's see where this one goes. My guess is over mid wicket. She tends to like hitting it there. And saying that, she missed the ball.
It's a lot of wasted no balls. The free hits haven't gone to the boundary, have they?
They haven't, but fortunately they've been striking the ball very well throughout the innings. So to be sitting on 77 for 2 as the ball is bowled again down the leg side, so probably will be called a wide. It's another extra. I think extras have been the key for teams here across the tournament so far. But again, comes with experience. It's a different location. You've got to tackle the wind. They're on grass. As the ball runs in from Sienna's hands, and it's been played into the covers, and a quick single has been taken. Good urgency from the Italians, running between the wickets. So you mentioned earlier that avid lover of sports. What other sports are you a fan of?
I kind of watch anything. That's a great rugby match this morning. I don't know if you were watching the the Red Roses get unfortunately beaten by the Kiwis in the World Cup final. That was
Oh, a bit of comedy of errors going on out here. So we've just had a no ball bowled, hit out to mid wicket, thrown back in, then goes to, it bubbled past the bowler to cover, who then picked it up, threw it into the keeper, who missed it, and they ran another one. There was a lot going on in that ball. So they ran a couple more extras for the free hit as the ball is bowled.
Ooh,
and a
sharp.
Massive swing came off beautifully off the bat for no run. I would be disappointed with that. It sounded
nice.
Lovely. Clobbed all the way to mid-on. Sorry, yes, we were talking about the Roses. I didn't see it, unfortunately. I'm devastated.
Best game of rugby I've seen.
Devastated.
I mean, disappointing, but what a game.
What was the score in the end? I know we
lost by 3. It was 33-31 or something. There were 3 points here, 34-31 or something. It was, and they had a opportunity to win it in the last minute.
Disappointing.
They were down to 14 for most of the match as well.
Right.
Yeah, it was a great sporting occasion. Unfortunately, we were the wrong end of the result, but it was a great watch.
Congratulations to New Zealand.
Yes.
Disappointing if you're an English fan.
Between gritted teeth. But yeah, no, any sport I like watching, but sailing and windsurfing is my thing in life, and I kind of hoped my girls would follow me into that, because you know how it works. But I don't know how, but they've both ended up playing cricket.
That isn't a bad thing. But just on that, the end of the over has been finished by Guthrie. She's picked up the ball cleanly and struck it beautifully over the head of mid-wicket and raced away for 4, which takes her, I believe it said 16 that she's on. Yeah, so that would have taken her to 16 for Gayatri. Striking well.
82 at the halfway stage.
You might know then,
if
you're a big sailor, where I went at the end of term in the summer. I was asked to go on a sailing trip with school with Wellington College, and we ended up in Itchenor.
Oh yeah.
Itchenor.
Very nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was on a boat, on a rig.
Yeah.
Rib. Not a rig.
Yes. That's not sailing. That's
not
motorboat.
that's
Yeah,
something
carry on.
different. On a rib, sorry.
Yep.
And it was great fun. I thought the area was lovely, and it was just great to see the kids do some sailing. I've never seen it before. I've never experienced it firsthand, so that was really, really fun. As we have Surya Kala returning from the Crocodile Club end.
So yeah, I've kind of been involved in individual sports. So kind of you do your own thing, and you're responsible for everything.
Of course.
And that's why I find cricket so fascinating. Is it's such a mix of being individual. It is absolutely a team of individuals.
It is. It's an interesting sport.
And yeah, the margins between glory and disaster is so fine, isn't it? It's,
Definitely.
And which is why you've got to be so mentally strong.
Oh, run out opportunity. As she scampers on through Jatharika. Adds another single to the score. Takes them up to 89 for 2 off 10.1. Yeah, you're not wrong. It's a very individualised team sport. Oh, as she's gone to absolutely hit that one into the Crocodile Club, I think. Gayatri, unfortunately a big swing, but misses the ball, and the ball takes on off stump, so she has been bowled. As we have a couple of drinks runners run on for the Swedish team. They're doing a great job. Great job supporting the girls out here on this warm but windy day.
So do you call that the Crocodile Club end?
I don't know. I think so. I do now. It's in the way in which the Crocodile Club's up there.
Yeah.
So apparently I do. That's what I'm going with.
That's fine.
I don't know what else to call it. I'm new to this ground. Said yesterday I was here, I think I'm guessing 2015, 16, 17, around that time when I was working in Worcestershire. We brought a team up here, a mixed team, boys and girls, which was really good. Brought them down for a tournament, which was nice. Hopefully I'm going to bring my new school down here. Try and create a tournament between a few English schools, bring them over. It's a nice place without the massive expense of going far afield, I guess. Keep it within Europe.
Yeah, you can't. Also, here you can't get into much trouble, can you?
No, you can't. I mean, you
It's
say
lovely,
that.
It's lovely. Well, yeah, it's a lovely resort.
I'll let you know. As we have Captain Kamudu. That's a great ring to it, hasn't it? Captain Kamudu come up to the crease to join Chathrika, who is going nicely on 27 off 31 deliveries.
So interesting, you said you came here with a mixed boys and girls team, which is quite interesting, isn't it? Whether or what ages you can mix.
So they were under 15s, they were.
Yeah, see, that's good call.
Good charge down the wicket, first ball. Good intent. Yeah, it was really good actually. We only had I think there was about 4 girls that decided to come along, 4 or 5 maybe. And they just rotated in and out, and they did really, really well. I was really proud of them. Little bit more defensive as I look to my left, and I think I see a cup of tea coming our way, which is fantastic. As Surya Kala runs into bowl, right arm over, charge down, hit towards mid on. We're very happy now. Got a Spanish biscuit for all you Spanish listeners. I don't know what they're called though, so
well, I'll probably say it wrong, but I know these as, you can see it's got an R on it. It's relleno or relleno.
Relleno.
Anyway, it's
Quite like
it is
relleno.
basically a rich tea biscuit filled with Nutella.
Oh, well, that'll be my interval break. I'll let you know how it goes.
It'll be my lunch.
I'll say interval break. I might have it before the interval, as the ball has been struck cleanly over the top of the bowler's head, but fielded again very, very well on the boundary, being pulled in just for a couple.
Good arm. Straight over the stumps.
It's one thing I've noticed across all teams actually, is their fielding's been really, really good. Italy I was impressed with yesterday. I think they were sharp, they were on it, and I'm looking forward to seeing them in the field again today. As we have just finished the 11th over, the score is 91-3. We've got Chatrica going nicely for Italy on 27 off her 31, and Kamudu has just come in, Captain Kamudu, and is 2 from her 4. As we see Anya is coming back on to bowl from our end, the commentator's end. This is what I'll now call it, the agricultural end.
I've got to find out what's in the field. Like it's going to be the lettuce or cabbage end or something.
We should have asked the ground staff.
Yeah.
He'll kill me about that.
So you're asking earlier, we came here in August, and it was just like this oasis, and I don't know where it is, whether it's the same with the clubs you've played cricket at, but it'd be fair to say the club we play at, the groundsmen are quite precious about their ground, so you're not even really allowed to look at it.
Yeah, we definitely wouldn't be able to be sat on this. We're creating indents with our chairs.
Yeah. Anyway, you came here and the ground staff were just like, no, we want you to use it.
That's good.
And they'd set middle practices, which you're just not allowed to do it at a club.
Wow.
And the girls, they were playing on the proper strip, and all of a sudden it's like, it's a bit easier, isn't it?
That's really good.
To play on a proper wicket, it's just, and yeah, they were so accommodating, and to be able to play in facilities like this, it's just...
Oh, it's beautiful, it's glorious.
Yeah.
That's why it's so good for I'll go back to school cricket, just come in here and actually using this as an opportunity to come to, because you don't have to fork out the amount of money that you do to go to, say, Australia for some, South Africa, Barbados, wherever, West Indies, that people go to. Like, because as soon as you say Spain, you're like, oh, well, they don't play cricket in Spain. Well, actually, yes, they do. And this is very evident. So no, it's going well. We've had a couple of wides bowled so far within the over. A little bit of a field change. So we've got extra cover coming round to plug the gap as Anya runs to bowl in and is just defended towards mid-on, and they run through for a single. That's good running from Italy. I like a good tap and run. I don't want to complain too much, but the tea's quite cold. I won't tell him that though.
That's ungrateful.
It's a long way. Yeah. It's a long way to bring us a tea, to be honest. Other side of the ground, and it's windy, so I've still got my lunch here as well. Problem is, where do you put the cup when you're finished? Because it's just going to blow off on the floor somewhere. I'm going to put it in Andrew's bag. Don't tell him, viewers. Well, that's where it is.
Shot. Nicely guided down there.
Pass backward of point. It's a slight fumble, but picked up and thrown in towards the keeper's end as they run through. One thing that I really liked about doing commentary in other areas is that we had an email where people could email in and ask questions and kind of give us their viewpoints on the game, on anything really. And I really like that because you got to interact. Well, I'm going to try, if I can, get the game up on YouTube. Because if I can do that, there's a comment section.
Comments on YouTube, yeah.
So if I can see the comment section, if I can, and for those listening, and if you've got anything to ask or say or share, you want to get involved, please feel free to comment, and I will do my best to find the game on YouTube to answer. Oh, I think we might have found it. Perfect, I think we've got it. So if we can get the comment section up, if we can. As Anya runs into bowl, hits off the pad, little appeal, but they run through for a leg by as the ball drifts into the leg side towards, or in the middle of square leg and fine leg.
Not sure we have the option to on this particular.
I would get my laptop out, but I have no signal, so I'm going to have to try and get some as the ball is bowled, and it's gone very, very fast towards the helmet of Kamudu, which means that there will be yet another free hit for a no ball. So we have currently 189 viewers of this match here at Desert Springs today. It's fantastic to see. Send it to your friends, family, get people involved. It's great to see. Great to see these European nations coming together. As Anya, big 73 written on her back.
Ooh. She had to go at that.
She did. I think as a free hit goes, give it the kitchen sink is a saying back in the UK.
You have to look that one up as well, with pie.
Yeah, yeah, that's another one.
Pie and kitchen sink. 104 off 11, or is that just, no, it's 12, 104 off 12.
It's 104 for 3 off 12 overs. And
That could be a big total, this one.
I think it will. Maybe we can start our predictions soon. Well, 146 was the total yesterday, so I think they'll surpass that. That's my guess for that.
I'm going around 200.
You're going 200?
Yeah.
Oh. So double score from... to be fair, did I say that? It's like double
That's
score
30,
from 13,
isn't it? In a 50 over game, it's 30,
Is
isn't
that
it?
right?
They say, I don't know.
Oh yeah, then maybe that's where it was then. Because I did a 50
12.
over game.
Yeah, 30 overs they double the score, don't they? Say, but I don't know. 3 wickets down.
I'm going to say 180.
No, it's going to be higher. Higher than 180.
That is fine. That is fine to go higher. I'm going to say 180 as a par for these guys.
No, it's going to be bigger than that.
Well, those deliveries need to be put away. Surya
Yeah.
Kala going into her final over. Currently 17 runs from her so far for the 1 wicket.
So we don't really know what bowling they've got left, or how many. I can't really see from here how many overs they've bowled.
So bowled 12.1, so we've got 8 overs, 7 overs after this.
How many of each bowler bowled?
Oh,
So what have we got
that
left?
I'm not sure. That's where I needed my
You need to
my
be scoring, don't you?
I
Yeah.
know. Well, now I've got yourself, because I thought I was going to be on my own.
Oh.
So I'm very, very privileged to have you sat alongside me.
So you
for
could
this
score
game.
as well, couldn't you?
I can score
So,
as
yeah.
well for the next game. So we'll have 2 pairs of eyes looking at the game. If I was scoring, I'd definitely miss something, or I'd be very quiet, and that wouldn't be so good. As the ball is played out into the hands of mid-wicket from Chaturika. I think she's gone a little bit quiet since seeing her last. Oh, our
I think
TV
it's
screen.
Since you heard your 180 prediction.
She wants to
Yeah.
get me right, but another full toss delivery is hit out cleanly into deep square where the ball's picked up. I believe that's CN. It's picked up the ball nice and cleanly, throws it into the bowler's end just for the 1.
She's got a good arm as well, hasn't she?
She has. See, I don't mind. We had mixed opinions, myself and Andrew, on fielders on the boundary. Mixed opinions on whether if you're on the boundary you are on the rope, or whether you're 10-15 yards in. I think it absolutely depends on the length, as the ball is just chipped into the leg side and is picked up for 1 run. Yeah, I think it depends. So it depends on the size of the boundary, of course. I think their boundaries are quite big here, so I think mid-wicket probably is okay to have a couple of yards out, in off the ring. So in there, she is slightly in, and the ball's gone out to her. They've run a 1, as she's now gone slightly further back. And the ball is played delicately into mid-wicket, and they come through from an easy single. And if Norway are still here, which I'm not sure they are, I might be wrong. There might be a few players still here, but this is what they need to be watching. I think there's a couple of them, I think, on the hill. So this is what they need to be watching, looking at how the intent to run hard between the wickets is. It's not all swinging and missing, because actually
There's a few singles on offer, isn't there?
there are. As the ball is
No.
struck
Not there.
again firmly to the hands of cover, directly to cover. But if, say, Norway haven't got the power to hit the ball, or are struggling to have the power to hit the ball to the rope, then actually they can use that as their advantage and think, you know what, well, we're going to build up our innings of singles or twos, and I think that's going to be really important for them. And again, it comes with the experience and playing more so. And I think that's something that they can definitely talk about, is if we can't hit the boundary, or if we're not hitting the boundary, right, so how are we going to rotate the strike? Because they're getting bat and ball. That's something that they are doing, but not...
I mean, I don't know how many grass wickets they've got in Norway. Do you know that?
I can't imagine it
There's
being
not
as many.
Yeah, so you know the field. I don't know the pace of the outfield, and it's probably an incredibly different game. And whether you can adapt to it that quickly. So playing on a decent wicket with a fast outfield, it's a completely different game. So if you're not used to, if you've played indoors a lot, you're much more used to hitting it in the gaps, and whereas they may just be playing a game in Norway where they just have to hit boundaries.
Yeah,
and,
of course.
It's
Well, we've just had a slight change of field. Square leg has dropped out as the ball is bowled and struck to mid-off, where they run through for an easy single just to the left of mid-off. So we have a field of, we have a short third, point, cover, so no extra, mid-off, as the ball is running to bowl, and the ball has been clunked, would have been to the hands of extra cover, and it runs away for 4 runs. It's just been chipped into that gap for 4 from Captain Kamudu as she moves to 10 off 11. So we have short third, point, cover, mid off, mid on, mid wicket, deep mid wicket to her right shoulder, a square leg and a 45. I feel like we're missing a fielder as the bowler runs into bowl, and again is chipped into the offside, into the big gap between point and cover as they look to run back for 2, but sent back Kamudu from her partner Chatharika, as the score moves on to 115 for 3. And Rashmi runs into bowl, and again very good running from the Italians, quick between the wickets. Chatharika, she runs to the danger end.
so interestingly they say there's between 60 and 70 clubs in Sweden, but
wow.
then we don't know how many of those are women, obviously, or have women's
course.
sections, and how many actually have proper wickets. But you know, if you consider ice hockey is probably their biggest sport,
Yeah, of course.
winter sports, it's unlikely for them to have a lot of
They're getting their foot on the pedal here, the Italians. Everything's a single, even the balls that go directly to the fielders. So that was a little bit more of a risky run, but again, because the fielders just sat on the ring, they can do that. If they know each other's game, everything now is just tap and run, tap and run.
yeah, really
It's going well. 200's
yeah,
on.
yeah.
It is. 6 overs left. 118 for 3. Eyes go 6 overs, so 36 balls. Oh, 200's a long way, isn't it, for that?
I was just looking at the wickets column. If they have a
3
go,
down, yeah.
gotta have a
3
go,
down.
yeah.
Well, these two are in good form at the moment. Chatharika on 34 and Kamudu on 12, but going at a good rate. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to jinx anything. I've got a horrible commentator's curse, so I'm going to leave my comment that I was going to make not to be said until it happens, if it does. So that's going to be my comment kept.
But then you can't
quiet.
say I told you so, can you? You can't get that glory. and we just say you just made it up.
Well, do I say it and
I
then
think you have to.
I'll say it then. I'd like to see Chatharika get the first 50 of the tournament. She's 16 runs short.
Yeah.
And she's on strike to Sienna. Well, if she keeps going the way she's going at the moment and doesn't run herself out, then she will be fine. I think she's playing the game really, really well at the moment. She's turning the good balls into singles and then hitting the bad balls for 4 or 2s. She's getting the bad ball away. So she's doing very, very well at the moment. And I need to ask this bowler. So on my scorecard she was Cien, but on the TV it's Sienna. So I'm intrigued. As she goes into her third over, already going for 22. Ball's been chipped in the air. Little bit of indecision running between the two batters. Little bit of hesitation, but safe to say they were always going to be quite safe in that environment. Again, the fielders on the ring are very much on the ring, and it's here where you can afford to have, as the ball is bowled, and again another little bit of hesitation, but it's gone into a gap. So I think that she can trust her partner's running, trust her decision. I think she's got that 50 in her eyesight as well. I would.
But she's bowling really well to her fielder, isn't she? So,
she is.
All the singles stopped on the offside, so nothing's gone down leg.
Oh, needs to get a bit of a move on.
Fairly casual.
That was a very casual single down to mid-on. But no, definitely, I think with say the players on the leg side, because you've got the 2 on the boundary rope, you can afford to have that person on the ring slightly closer to ensure that that single isn't taken, because if it is, then there's kind of no point, because if it goes past, then you've still got the protection as the ball is bowled and beautifully driven. Oh, if that was a direct hit, however, that could have been close. I don't want to be the person to give the commentator's curse. I've already done that several times in my career. It's a very short career of about 5 or 6 games that I've done, but I've definitely caused some curses, which isn't good.
She's going well, I think.
She is.
They are going to start. I think the Italians are going to start going for it. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Yeah,
that's taken beautifully at point, just a bit backward of point. Kamudu, 14 off 15, goes for a big shot again, and I guess that's what you get if she just sliced it a little bit. I don't think she was wrong to try and go over the top, especially because there's no fielders outside the ring on the offside. But unfortunately, in this instance, she just sliced it a little bit and got underneath it and went to the hands of point. Good catch from backward point.
Just slightly concerned you're going to be more accurate than me now on the score. I just don't want the wickets going down. I was really hoping for the 200.
Well, that wicket has brought Amelia Bartram to the crease. So we've seen the left-handed Bartram. Had a lovely conversation with her earlier today before the match. She's from Oxfordshire in the UK. Mum's Italian, so that allows her to qualify to play for Italy, which is amazing. Came in yesterday and struck, I think she struck her first ball for 4, I might be right in saying, or she definitely struck it well. If it wasn't the first, it was definitely the second that went for a boundary. But she, lovely, glorious left-handed batter, likes to strike the ball on the offside. Went aerial a few times, which is quite nice. Yeah, Captain Kamudo, Pedrick out. Good little partnership created between her and Chatharika, but the key one is Chatharika. She's still there and she's scoring. She's rotating the strike, but if she's going to go down that route of rotating the strike and not necessarily look to hit boundaries, which isn't what I'm saying she's not doing, but she's been rotating the strike very well with her 1s and 2s. I think Bartram has a little bit of a job to do in terms of be that boundary hitter. I think she can have that freedom, which will be good.
They're currently running at 8-4 and over. So, yeah, I don't know if step it up. You're going to be on the money, aren't you? It really bothers me.
Hopefully. But I think, well,
they've got to accelerate a little bit, haven't they?
yeah, I think anything past 150 is a very good, respectable score on this ground, which is fascinating in women's cricket as Rashmi starts her second over, bowls it in to Chathrika, and that should be signalled a wide, and it is. Let's have another chance at that. Yeah, when you kind of go back, I say back in the day, when I was younger playing.
Back in the day?
I know.
You were born in 97. Was it
97? 93.
93.
Come on. As the batters scamper through for another single, that's another one added to Chathrika's score.
Back in the day.
Back in the day. When we played T20 cricket and you always said 120 was a good score. Because you thought a runnable 120 is a good score, and now I mean 120 is significantly below par, and these girls have done that. 15 overs in on a good wicket, good boundary size. The bowling's been good, so they've played the game very, very well, and that's come from rotating the strike and being a bit brave attacking the ball, punishing those bad balls. As we have the left-handed Bartram on strike, goes for a nice swing round her legs.
Wide again.
You always find that, and I find it really interesting, is that to a right-hander you bowl a leg side wide, and then left-hander comes in, you go offside, leg side wide to the left-hander, and you think, oh, that doesn't really work.
Yeah, the angle's just a bit odd, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
She's definitely having a go, isn't
Bartram
she?
is in here for a good time, not
Yeah.
necessarily a long time, but it's a bit like watching Liam Livingstone from ball one. Give it a swing, put her back out, just watch the ball, stay still, that's your ball, up. No. Is it going to clear the fielder? No. It's not, it's gone into the hands of extra cover, but it has been called a no ball. Oh no.
It was quite
high.
Yeah.
Oh, it was quite high, but it's good catch. Lifeline for Amelia Bartram. But that means that Chathrika is on strike for the free hit. What can she do here? And of course the field can be changed because the batter has changed ends.
Oh. Yeah, but
we're not going to celebrate the bowled because it was a free hit, even though there were a few cheers around the ground that may have thought differently. But we've seen that before, as we were talking about it earlier. So good Yorker from Rashmi there.
2 wickets and 2 balls, and
unfortunately nothing to show.
Which leaves me still in the game for my 200. But
it does. As the ball's been clubbed away to cover region. Again, they've left that gap open. So I'd say your fielder just in front of us, I'd say is centrally between cover and extra cover. So if you were to draw a line there, well, not anymore because we've got a left-hander on strike, so she's deep mid-wicket. But again, big gap on the leg side for Bartram. Almost yorked herself.
Yeah, she's still going. There's no prisoners taken here.
Again, Oxfordshire resident. Lovely place, Oxford, if you've ever been.
Punting.
As Rashmi comes in, and it's scooped up in the air.
Again, isn't it?
Exactly the same. This time, definitely not a no ball. So that is a wicket of Amelia Bartram. We said she was not going to be in for too much of a long time from a lot of player misses, unfortunately for her. But again, Chathrika still going, 11 to her half century. My fingers are crossed. I'd like to see her get it.
Do we get to re-predict the score? I'm miles out.
We can re-predict the score if you want. I think I'm going to be off as well here.
Yeah,
to be honest,
slowed down, hasn't it?
It has. I think. Oh, my 180 is looking a little bit optimistic as well. I think, like we say, I think 150. I know I've dropped down significantly there, but if they aim to get the 150 mark, I think they're in the game. Saying that, I've never seen Sweden bat, so that could be a completely rogue call.
They're going to get 150, aren't they?
Well, it's what, 20? Well, yeah, it should be 20 runs off 4 overs, surely. 4 overs, 24 balls. Yeah, they've got to go at least 30 more runs onto this total. So 160. 30 off 24.
You'd hope.
Well, you'd like to think so. But again, so Deshani is a new batter to the crease. And as it was the end of the over, I believe,
Yep.
she will be on strike. Number 99, same number as Katie George, ex-England cricketer, left arm seam. Good cricketer. She was fielder of the year or fielder of the tournament over the 100 in the first year. She'd been out with a back injury for a long time, but never stopped fielding. She's very, very, very good.
It's interesting, the 100. So we started playing the 100 in the girls' cricket this year at club level.
Yes.
Which was interesting.
As we see, oh, I've got, is that Sienna bowling? Sienna? Yep, Sienna running into bolt. Ball driven, well picked up by fielder at mid-off. Picked it up on the half volley bounce. Struck firmly by Chatharika. Takes her to 40. Or 39? I thought she was on 39 last over. Unless we're a little bit, no, we're a little bit behind, that's why. So that takes her to 40. Going well.
Curse not kicked in yet.
It hasn't yet. As Sien runs into bowl. Nice full delivery. Left alone. She's striking the ball beautifully on the offside. Chatharika. Great bit of fielding. No, from our replay, looks like she was in. As
short.
Bowled and it's pushed into the offside just for the one. I think she could have hit that a little bit firmer. Just kind of placed it into the offside. I reckon if she'd have followed through a shot a little bit, Deshani could have potentially pierced the gap for a 2, if not a 4. I always say try and just hit the sweepers hard, hit your boundaries hard. Oh, that ball's gone high up in the air. Chatharika's only small, so that has soared over the top into the hands of the keeper, which gives her a free hit. This is a licence again for her to creep that little bit more towards her 50 mark. So free hit is being signalled. The helicopter swirl of the finger as Sien runs in.
To go. Come on. Yeah.
She's picked it up cleanly, straight to square leg. Unfortunately for her. Good bit of relay fielding back to the bowler. There's big gaps on the leg side and it's gone straight to square leg, who's fielding deep, just about 10 yards off the boundary.
And against that wind, you do need that relay, don't you?
You do.
It's a long way back.
As the ball is bowled and played,
nicely.
dinked into the leg side for Deshani, which brings Chatharika back on strike and moves the score to 134 for 5. 3.1 overs to go as Sien runs in and the ball is left alone for a wide. Few extras this game, not as many as the previous, but I do like these sunglasses. I'm going to go back to them. Very funky as she runs into bowl. Long levers, but again drifting down the leg side. Chatharika, hand on hip, bowl me a straight one. Lovely day at Desert Springs, sun shining, wind blowing, bit of wind burn. Oh, she's picked it up in the air and she's taken. Oh, it's disappointing. Good catch, low to the floor. Chatharika
You cursed her. It's your fault.
Falls on 41, but what an innings from her. She has steadied the ship for her team, helping them achieve 136 so far. She's had a massive input. She should not be disappointed at all with that innings. Just a little bit early on, it played in front of her face, but a very good catch in the fingertips, leaning forward, and she departs for 41. Very good innings from her there. I think she rotated the strike beautifully. As we welcome Methnara into the crease. To the crease. My English is terrible.
Well, you're overseas, so it's obviously going to deteriorate.
Well, I'd absolutely love to learn Spanish. That's the go-to. But I feel like you need to live in the country to be able to learn it. I think, to really learn it. As Gunjan, captain, comes back onto bowl with her left arm over the wicket this time. She's bowled around the wicket in the last couple of overs. Big swing, look quite wide, unless he's going to call a bye. Oh, there we go. Took a while, but umpire mark signals the wide. And they still ran through for one.
It's interesting, the umpires are going for different styles of headgear. You know, with this amount of wind, that wide-brimmed hat's got to be a bit of a risk, isn't it, as an umpire?
It has, but equally not having a hat in this weather,
yeah,
I think it's probably worse.
Well, yeah, he's got some hair though, isn't he? So
some. As ball is bowled, and again.
Come on. Yes.
Batter's not sure.
Ooh.
That is a good direct hit, and she's gone. She's got her. Massive hesitation.
Yeah, I think if you'd gone.
If you go straight away, you're in there.
Yeah.
Definitely. If you go straight away, you're in. But you're always going to be battling with a direct hit. That was the issue with that.
The state of the game. That's good. Oh, that's a great throw.
I don't mind that if they've got a few wickets in hand.
In the state of the game, I think that's definitely a good run. Got to go.
It's just like we said before, it's being brave about it. If you're going to go. That's why I really liked watching Komodo. Was it Komodo who was in with Chathrika? Or it might be Delisha. There was that partnership in there. No, it was Gayatri. So her
they ran well, didn't they?
And Chathrika, they ran really well together. Ran really, really well together. I almost went through the whole team then before I got it right. We've had some really good innings. But I think 138 for 7, 17.2. Just lost.
Yeah,
Lost a wicket with Methnara. Which brings Sonia into the crease. I keep saying into the crease. At the crease. Another left hand. He has no interest in playing that shot as it soars down the left hand side.
Left hand side? Is that
not right?
I don't think that's a technical cricket term you're allowed, is it? I think you need leg
side, sorry.
Leg or off, really.
Yeah, for everybody listening.
He says making out. He knows what he's doing.
I've been corrected by a sailor.
I know.
The windsurfer.
That's it. Your career's over.
I know, I'm done now. I'll never get asked to return again. As Gunja comes in, it's big appeal. But running, wrong end. Look at the.
Looking again.
Need to look at where the batters are running. Definitely went to the wrong end there. As we had, I think it was Sonia hadn't even left the crease by the time Deshani was halfway down the wicket, so I think the ball was thrown to the wrong end there for the Swedish, unfortunately.
Yeah, but I can't really be bothered to move.
Saving a little bit of time. Saving time.
Yeah, no, I'm with it.
But what I found interesting is that
apart from offside and leg side, we could go.
Yeah.
You see, we could go windward and leeward. But I'd be more comfortable at that sort of shot.
it's a good shot towards cover on the offside, and they scamper through for one. So Gunjan has been, has been bowling quite a lot over and around the wicket. So she started off bowling round the wicket, left arm round, and then she started over to the right-hander in this over. And now she's gone round the wicket to the left-hander, which I would have thought she would have been over to the left-hander. So if she'd have bowled the ball the previous couple before on the LBW shout over the wicket, I think that could have been a definite shout. Because going round the wicket, she's always...
It's that angle's changed.
Exactly, and the ball's most likely going to be pitched outside the line of leg stump, which means that she won't be given out if she's...
changed now. Look.
So we'll see how she goes now. Left arm over.
Same result.
Unfortunately, drifts down the leg side. I'd like to see her try and finish her action a little bit faster. So as she goes up now, so really swing that the bowling arm, her left arm, all the way through, nice and powerfully through towards the batter. That's what I'd like to see from her. But that concludes the 18th over, and we are 145 for 7. Right, 12 balls left. I'll give you a third time lucky as that screen catches up.
4-6.
So we're slightly delayed on a screen. Whichever screen that is, I'm not too sure. So we've got one, there we go, 145. It's gone back down. So 145 for 7, 12 balls left in the innings. We said 160 that we wanted. I think it's still on.
Yeah, it was after we readjusted from our
180 to 200.
Yeah.
I think at the time,
was optimistic.
I think at the time when we made that prediction, it was definitely on. We had two very, very talented in-batters at the time. In Gayatri and Chatharika. Both have been dismissed. Again, good running, she says, until the finger's pointed in the air. I personally didn't think that was out from here, but then again I am I'm not an umpire that's directly in line, but I think that was...
Let's have a look at the replay.
Yeah, I think a replay.
Maybe she didn't ground her back. She looked as if she was in quite easily.
Just having a look at the replay now. Rashmi on to bowl. So I can't even see the line on here, so the line's there. Can't tell from here, unfortunately, but
she's out.
The finger was raised. The finger was raised. You can't dispute it. So unfortunately, I think it was Dishani that was run out, which now brings. So we've got Sonia. Sonia's on strike. Just waiting to see who the incoming batter was as Rashmi bowls a ball into the offside of Sonia, who bumps it back to towards cover. So Rashmi is going round the wicket to the left-handed Sonia. As she comes up, bowls the ball and is left. So I think the umpire's going to have a little conversation with her about the runoff. I think
he's not very happy going down the pitch there, is he?
He's not, no. So as Rashmi's finishing her ball, she's drifting to the middle of the wicket, which obviously you cannot do. So she needs to go off there. But unfortunately, that was you could see that in her. Yeah,
she's so conscious
in her head.
ruined her delivery completely.
Which has resulted into a free hit. So I'll see what Sonia can do with this. She's yet to score. that's well bowled towards short third, and they run through for a single. Got a bit of little in drift. I'm not too sure it's swing, I think it's more drift to the batter as Rashmi comes back over the wicket to the right hander. So this is Sumini, who we have at the crease, who I do have on my list.
Again, you'll probably know this, but you know, if you're used to playing on artificial, that's not really an issue, is it? Running down the wicket so it possibly doesn't get called, so nobody's kind of picked them up on it.
Yeah,
and,
potentially, that's a very good point. But then, like you say, it does get in your head because you start thinking, oh, well, as soon as I've bowled it, I have to get off.
Yeah, and then you rush through your action.
Exactly.
And,
it's a big swing from the first delivery from Sumini, and she goes again, she goes big. It's bouncing away towards the mid-wicket boundary, but it's picked up and thrown in from Sienna. She's doing very well down there in that region. She covered a lot of ground in that. Ball was struck firmly, very cleanly. Caught from way outside off stump, and she has absolutely smashed that. As Rashmi runs in again, wanted the same result, I think. That's 3 shots, all that have been a big swing of the bat towards the leg side as we go into our final over. 149 for 8, Sumini on 2, Sonia on 1, 6 balls left in the innings. What do we think?
well, you're going to need a big over to save my embarrassment on my my score. Well, got to be 160, haven't you? I'll go for 10 off last over.
You do. Who's going to take it? So that is number 21. Number 21 is the captain. Is she? Surely she's bowled out now. I thought she'd have bowled more than 4. She had 2 at the start.
Shots her leg side fielders on the boundary.
As she runs in, left arm over. As the ball's punched into the offside, but no runs scored. You've got 2 wickets in hand here, so you've got a little bit of a lifeline. To have a big swing of the bat. Stand yourself nice and still.
She doesn't look like she fancies the leg side though.
She doesn't.
No, she doesn't. She hits straight.
Yeah, she's got a nice straight swing of the bat, but I think in this instance we could do with having Sumini on, because she's definitely not afraid to swing that bat.
Yeah, she's playing very straight.
There's a lot of gaps on this leg side.
Yeah.
That's 3 dots. This is a good finish at the moment. But they've surpassed yesterday's score by 3 so far. So I wonder if they can capitalise on this last 3 deliveries. As Gunjan bowls the ball in, and it's called a no ball. I believe front foot no ball from Gunjan. So a bit of a lifeline here for Sonia. Free hit as Gunjan runs into bowl. A big swing of the bat, which I'd rather see her do actually for these next 2 deliveries. I'd like to see her have a good swing, have a good go as the ball is bowled, and again just punch down the ground towards mid-off, and they come through for a single. So hopefully Sumini, I reckon this is coming our way. What do you think?
I think a bit squarer. Alright. I think this is going over. Oh.
Where's this
actually,
going? Oh no, not our way. She's not left-handed.
Yeah, no. I did in my head she was
You did think, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, she's big swing, missed. Good bit of keeping. And we have a run out for the last ball of the innings. So there we have it. Italy finished their innings on 151 for 8. We said 150 being a good score on here, a bit of a par score. So 151 for 8. Italy finish 152 for Sweden's target. to win the game. So,
Good
what do we
total.
think about that then?
A good total, but I think they left a bit in there, didn't they?
I think they did, especially from the start that they had with Chatharika, Kamudu, Gayatri. I think we had and Delisha, to be honest, at the start. Sharon was the starting girl who had a good start for them. She'll be really disappointed with that run out, especially because it was her decision. I think it's even a little bit worse when it's your decision, I think, because then you've only got yourself to blame. But I think they had a really good start. Good partnerships built in the middle. But yeah, I think because they were, what were they, 100 off about 12 overs?
Yeah.
So within the last 8 put on 50. I think they'll be disappointed with that.
The run rate really dropped off, didn't it?
It did. Well, we'll have the summary come up on screen shortly. We can have a talk through the batters, talk through the bowlers. A little bit casual from the keeper from Sweden there. Loved it. She's had a good game behind the stumps. Good couple of direct hits. Even with the gloves on, that's not easy to do.
No, she didn't throw it off, did she?
She's done very well there. So hopefully
it's
we'll
November.
have...
It's November, and you see dust coming off the wheel. It's just great.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful, beautiful weather. Hopefully get a little bit of a wind burn. That'll be nice. And then we're just waiting on the summary of the game to come up. We can have a talk through that before we go into the interval. It's a very quick intervals here. Okay, we are back. Hello to all the viewers out here in sunny Desert Springs. We are on our second innings of Italy versus Sweden. Sweden require 152 to win, and the players are just getting themselves sorted out in the middle with umpires Andrew, Elliott and Mark. I'm not too sure of Mark's surname, I'll have to find that out, but I know that he is a Midlands man. So he is from the Midlands in England, so similar to whereabouts I'm from, which is quite nice. He had an absolute troublesome time getting here yesterday. I don't know if he's managed to speak to you about that or if you've heard about it. He flew from Bristol, and then they were 2-hour delay in Bristol en route to Alicante, which was then diverted because of thunderstorms to Madrid.
Oh, no.
And then had to get on a coach and then somehow get down here. He was down here about 11 o'clock last night, which wasn't ideal. But we have got our teams up and running, and we are going to start with Chatharika, who hit 41 in the first innings, and she started with a dot ball. And I'm really, really happy to say and glad to mention that we have Alan's daughter here, Naomi. So Naomi plays for the Spanish ladies team, who are playing later this afternoon as Chatharika comes into bowl and bowls lovely and full, struck firmly down the ground as they take a single hit to mid-on. Naomi, hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks. You okay?
Good. All good, thank you very much. This is the first time you commentating?
Yeah, first time.
Amazing. So I hope you enjoy it. So, Cricket Spain, are you excited?
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. Really good opportunity to get some game in.
Yeah, definitely. You were meant to play yesterday, weren't you?
And, yeah, it got rained off, which is rare. It's Spain.
It's
the point of being
rain
here,
in
isn't
Spain.
it?
Stays mainly on the plane, I got told. That's the somewhat lyric, whatever saying you say. Oh, fantastic. So you are playing the Isle of Man, is that right?
Yep.
Nice.
It is.
And did you see them play earlier today?
Yeah, of course. We have to spar on them, don't we? Just scout your position out, see what they're like.
Yeah, of course. And they had a good game against Norway, actually. So be a good game, hopefully, for you girls.
Yeah, hopefully a win.
Well, definitely. Get your name on the board with a W as Chatharika runs into bowl and bowls nice and full, struck firmly again into the onside, and as they run through for a 1, we have got Signe and Meghana at the crease. I should have done that in the interval. I still don't know how to pronounce her name. It's not good, is it? I should have asked her. I had a chat with the Swedish CEO as well. As Chatharika runs into bowl, and it struck her on the pad, but listening to our co-commentator saying too high. Hit her nice and full on the thigh pad, so a little bit high in this instance, but she had a very good start. I've got to do my scoring. I've still not done that yet, so I might try and do that whilst we are going through. Gives me something to talk about. As Chatharika runs in, number 5 on the back of her shirt, bowls it nice and full again. This is a good over so far from Italy. Good opener.
Yeah, she's bowling a good length, isn't she?
She is. Everything's nice and full. Nice and full, nothing short, everything on the stumps, and just the 2 coming from the opening over. So, Naomi, tell me about yourself. Tell the world about yourself, whoever's watching.
Well, I live in England.
Whereabouts?
Hampshire. So
Hampshire, of course.
Of course. And I play for Hampshire. Just finished under 15 season with them, and just tried for the under 18s. So don't know if I'm in yet, but want to stay with Hampshire for a while. And
well, it's a pretty good county to be a part of, with
Southern Vipers set up and everything.
Exactly. Have you been to the Aegeus Bowl?
Yeah, of course.
Have you seen my name on the Aegeus Bowl? Probably not. So I played for Southern Vipers in 2019, and I've got my little name on the board. So
Southern Vipers doing really well at the moment. Got a really good academy going up as well.
Yeah, it's always have done. I think Charlotte Edwards, we've mentioned her numerous occasions on commentary, but even as a player, exceptional, but as a coach, she's just come into.
She's brilliant.
She's amazing. Have you had her before? Has you come across her?
Yeah. We had a school tournament, and she was the kind of general coach for our team, and that was really good to meet her and talk to her. And she really knows her stuff, obviously.
She does. She's a very, very talented cricketer and coach. So hopefully you'll have more communications with her under her wing.
Hopefully.
Yeah, definitely. As we have Bartram starting at the Crocodile Club end, is what we've said for this. And they've started with a single from her over, so that takes the score up to 4, which is interesting because I said that the first over went for 2, where it obviously didn't. It went for 3. So I love it when it's slightly behind, but that's okay. So you batter, bowler?
All rounder, I'd like to think, but depends what mood I'm in.
That's good. So what do you bowl? I don't think the Isle of Man team are listening to this. They might be, so be careful what you say.
Well, I'm not particularly fast, but a bit of in swing I try to get.
Yeah,
just bowl full and straight.
Full and straight. Easy game.
That's how you get the wickets, right?
It is, exactly.
Easy.
So if that was straight, it would have been bowled. So there you go. I think Bartram's a really key player in this Italian bowling attack. She's got good speed, runs in nice and fast, and has a good fast rotation of her arm towards the left-handed Signe.
Yeah, good all-round player. She looks really good batting as well, you can tell.
Yeah, she didn't have a great game today with the bat, but yesterday she was striking the ball well, so that's something obviously that you can take into your game. As they come back for a 2, is it going to be risky? No, nice and safe. Easy 2, good. I think that's really important when you're running 2s, is that the communication is there, and if you're going to run a 2, or at least try to, then you make that first run as fast as you can go, and you turn and go for the second. If it's not on, that's fine, but if it is, then you're in the best position to run that second run. Still not scoring, I'm just behind on this. As Bartram runs in, right arm round the wicket to the left-hander, big swing from 99 Signe.
Yeah, she's going for it there.
She is. She's looking to hit that ball straight back over the head of Amelia Bartram. And I know that the CEO of Sweden has been listening to commentary, so if I could get someone to maybe help me with the pronunciation, I don't want to get it wrong. So that'll be lovely if you are listening. As the ball's hit firmly onto the offside, and they scamper through for a single. Going well for them at the moment.
Yeah, they've got to keep up with the run rate.
They do.
Nearly at 8, isn't it? So
there you go. So required run rate is 7.98. So you do maths at school as well?
Of course. Not very well, but
I've just assumed that you're in school.
Yeah.
As Bartram runs into bowl, and the ball's hit firmly through the covers. This might race away for 4.
Oh, yeah.
The chase is on, and it's just bobbled to signify that the ball has hit the rope for 4. That was beautifully struck through the gap, and that was by Meghana. Found the gap beautifully there. Good weight through the shot, hands through the ball.
Hit it firmly, didn't she? Because the outfield's quite sticky. Doesn't seem to be running as well as others.
It is, and against the wind as well.
Of course,
so hitting against the wind's never the easiest, but it's going well. Just mindful of the time of what you've got when you've got to leave us.
Yep.
About 2 o'clock, was it, you said?
Yep.
Okay, so I reckon 1 more over in you.
Yep, and I'll go warm up.
Go and warm up. Where do you do your warm-ups? Just
on the outfield, I guess. It's our first game, so I don't know how this works.
Oh yeah, actually there's a bit down there, isn't there? I think. As Chathrika continues, first over went well, just the 3 runs coming from it. Then we're just having a slight change of field as we see a deep mid-wicket coming out towards the boundary as Chathrika comes in. She's had a big swing, she looks in front of the wicket, but she's not from our angle. And that is not out. This is why we have a TV screen. I should really look at that when we have big LBW shouts. But again, we've got Chatharica. She's coming round the wicket to the right-hander, so getting an LBW shout from that angle, especially as a spinner, is quite tricky. As she comes in, long hair flowing in a plait down her back. Signe, she's looking to strike the ball nice and powerfully, isn't she? But she knows that's exactly what we've got to do. If you've got a slightly slower bowler, you need to put in a little bit more power, but it's all about hand speed, let alone everything else going through it. Get yourself into good position early as she comes into bowl, getting those revs on the ball, and she's bowled her. Ball's gone through, one swing too many, unfortunately, and she has found the wicket of Signe.
Ball is staying a bit low, isn't it? Harder to swing across the line if it's staying so low.
It is, definitely. I think that's one thing that Cricket Spain hopefully have been talking about, is the fact that it doesn't bounce that much at all. I think with the Isle of Man, maybe something slightly different, but any slow bowling or any bowling take the pace off it, then it's definitely, you just got to get yourself forward. It's going to be tricky to go back to these shots.
Not too many back foot.
No.
No.
Not to give you any inside knowledge for your next game, but no.
Of course not.
But no, it's a good start for the Italians. 11 for 1 off 2.3, which brings Captain Gunjan to the crease in a cap. Love seeing that. Come out to the crease with a cap on. I've never played without a helmet.
No, neither. Well, I'm not legally allowed, but...
Yeah, that's okay. So as Chatharica comes into bowl to the new batter, Captain Gunjan, and it's a play and a miss. I think I have a pronunciation shortly as Chatharica comes into bowl once again as her off spin, and is looked to be guided down towards third, but unfortunately played and missed by Gunjan. Oh, thought something was happening out there. Oh, okay, we had a no ball called. Not 100% sure why. There was chat with the square leg umpire, so it could have been that the keeper took the ball in front of the stumps before the ball went past. As Chatharica comes in for free hit, Gunja straight down the wicket, but it was a no ball, so free hit, so therefore she wasn't out. However, the same thing seems to have happened again. So what's happening out here, if you can't necessarily see at home, is that the keeper is taking the ball before it's past the stumps. So doing so has resulted into another no ball. So Chatharica comes into bowl, and another free hit been punished down the ground towards mid-off, picked up cleanly, but thrown it in seam up, so there's a little bit of swing on it, and they come through for the one. So one ball left in the over for Chatharica. She's been unlucky with those two no balls, as that was out of her control, but she comes in for the last delivery of the over, and she finishes yet again with another wicket. Fantastic from her.
Good over there from Italy.
Yeah, definitely so. She's done well. But it's unfortunately that I've got to say goodbye to Naomi. Thank you so much for joining us, Naomi. Please do again if you would like to in the next couple of days. That'll be fantastic. I hope you've enjoyed it, and good luck with your game this afternoon.
Thank you. Hopefully a win for Spain.
Yes, definitely. Take care. And as we say goodbye, we say hello to Father again. Alan has come and joined us.
Pronunciations.
Oh, I've got some pronunciations for... oh, would you like to join us? You don't need to know.
I'm a sailor, not a cricketer.
We're just trying to get to see if the CEO of Sweden Cricket would like to join us for commentary, but we're going to see. Hopefully, that'll be nice. Oh, So we've got sport in basketball, which is fantastic. So if you'd like to join us for a couple of overs, will definitely help me with some pronunciation and to talk a bit more about cricket in Sweden. That'll be fantastic. So let's pop that. Perfect. Okie dokie. Hello, welcome.
Hello, thanks. Thanks.
So let's talk about the start that Sweden have made so far. A couple of wickets early doors, so 14 for 2 off 3.
Yeah.
How do you think it's going so far?
Well, the way I follow the game is actually listen to your commentary. So I need to trust you on how the game is going. I think that we needed to. We gave a lot of points to Italy in first half, so now we really need to hit the ball and get some high scores. But I know, they're not used to playing on turf, so that's a new experience. The turf and the wind has great impact on our players, of course, but we are here to gain experience. And
of course, as the ball has just been glided down towards third from Captain Gunjan. I think they all flow quite nicely. We've got Captain Camudo from Italy, Captain Gunjan. Great player. She's got a very good personality at the toss. She was very funny.
Yeah, she was playing the fair break last test. The only Swede that has been there, I think. So.
Oh, fantastic.
She has a great experience.
Yeah, she seems like a great character. I really enjoyed talking to her at the toss. As Amelia Bartram comes into bowl, right arm over, and is defended just onto the offside by Rashmi, who is new to the crease. So Sweden are looking to chase 152 runs to win, which is a good total posted by Italy. I think Italy ran very well between the wickets, so hopefully Sweden have watched that from being on the fielding end of it, as Amelia Bartram runs into bowl again and is played delicately into the offside and fiercely thrown back into the keeper, past the helmet of Rashmi.
So it wasn't as much as you predicted, though.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. We weren't trying to be too optimistic there, but
that's a small win for us.
Oh, 100%. I think you've kept them down to a really good total here. A definitely chaseable total. As Bartram runs into bowl and again is respectfully defended back towards the cover region from Rashmi. It's a good start from Bartram. 9 runs coming from her 1.4 so far, at a run rate of 4 and over. So Sweden still require a run rate of just over 8 as Bartram runs in and is pulled away over the top of the bowler's head for no run as the throw comes in. Yeah, I think that's something that Italy did quite well actually when they were batting, was they're running between the wickets. I think Chatharika, her just dab and goes, I think they were quite effective. It might be something to take forward. So we've got deep cover, just looking at the field in here, so we've got deep cover and a short cover. It's an interesting position down at the back in terms of angles, but they've scampered through for a 1. So ticking on the scoreboard, 16 for 2 off of 4 overs. Sweden. Umpire Andrew Elliott having another conversation with the bowlers about running down the middle of the wicket. But again, going back to what you were saying about in Sweden having played a lot on turf, it is so different to playing on grass. So I had the similar conversations with some of the girls from Italy as well, because they're the same. But I can only imagine it's so difficult to get used to. But having this exposure and having this experience, it's just something that's completely. It's so
they will
important.
grow a lot from that. The experience of being here is really valuable for us, and I believe maybe Denmark is the only of the Nordic countries that have grass turf, which is something that we work together with the Nordic countries, and one of the reasons being that we don't have the grass turf, which we really need to have experience of in order to participate in the ICC events moving forward. So,
oh, of course, completely agree. As Chathalika continues, and the ball's been picked up one-handedly. Oh, I think that the ball wasn't cleanly in the gloves when the wickets were taken. So I think that's a good call from umpire Andrew Elliott. The ball's gone straight through, but it's an excellent piece of fielding. Ball well struck by Rashmi. But it's that pick up and throw into the keeper. As we watch it back on replay. Yeah, ball went through the gloves, and it was actually the gloves that knocked the bails off as Chathalika comes into bowl even, sorry. As Gunja plays and misses and goes through to the keeper. So how many women do you have playing cricket in Sweden at the moment, would you say? How has it developed over time?
Yeah, it has been developing rapidly the past 2 years, I think. Last season and this season, and I would say I believe we are like 9 teams playing now, and so somewhere around 200 female players, I would say, in Sweden now.
Wow.
And we really want to grow, and especially with the girls cricket as well, of course, and youth players. So we are happy to have been able to bring some of the very young players into this national team. We'll see if some of them were playing in this game, and some have yet their debut to do maybe later in the tournament.
That'll be incredible. It's just so good to hear that there's so much cricket being played in all of these countries in Europe.
Yeah,
I've said it before, I didn't realise how many actually played, and to come to a tournament like this, I feel incredibly privileged to be involved and meet all of these girls who clearly love the game that I do. And
it is still that the women's cricket in Sweden is still just a few % of the cricket as a whole in domestically. But we are growing and we are focusing on it. It's really one of the key goals for us now to grow in women's cricket, and not only as players but as coaches and umpires and everything. So, and
doing these kind of tournaments, of course, obviously will only further the experience of all of these players, which is fantastic, and that's exactly what we want to see.
Yeah.
For all nations involved.
Yeah, that's what we've been saying about our national team being here, that they are pioneering now from a Swedish perspective, and they will be the role models for everybody to follow their
So we have Bartram continuing from the Crocodile Club end, and she's added in a couple of slip fielders. That's something that I like to see. So plenty of opportunity for singles now. A little bit of bounce, which is something that we've not seen too much of just yet. So Gunjan has been threatened with the slip fielders, but as we've said, that opens up a lot of gaps in the field, mainly on the leg side. Only 2 leg side fielders for Bartram.
Let's see if she can take advantage of that.
This is good from Bartram. She knows exactly where she needs to bowl it. Anything straight or fluttering towards the leg side, she knows that will leak runs. So she has to be bowling outside the line of off stump here. As she runs into bowl, right arm over. Little bit of dancing down the wicket there from Gunjan, hand on the head.
I don't think she's too happy about what's happening right now.
Yeah, it's quite difficult, and we've had these conversations before with players that get a little bit nervous, especially when they've lost a couple of wickets and they think, oh well, I can't do anything to lose my wicket, as Bartram runs into bowl. and it's been defended into the duck towards cover for no run. I'd like to see her just let her hands a little bit looser and just play through the line of the ball a little bit more instead of kind of blocking it down. I like just to punch it through the covers. Show that intent. As Bartram runs in, bowls it straight down towards the bowler, who just pierces through the hands of the bowler as a dot. That's something else that we like to talk about, is that we try and get strings of 3 dot balls, because you always think then that something might just happen on the 4th.
Okay.
Because you think, well, something has to happen. So has been 5 dot balls so far in this over. Can she finish it with a 6th? I think that little bit of confidence. I mean, captain's innings, Gunjan might be feeling a little bit of pressure. But again, it's very, very different playing on a grass wicket than it is to turf. So if these girls aren't familiar with grass,
surely is, but many of the others are not.
Yeah.
And I was listening to you before, and I was thinking that maybe Gunjan can be the one to get the first 6-pointer. But we'll see.
Just free up her arms and just have a bit of confidence. Be brave. There's plenty of gaps. Plenty of gaps in the field, especially in the power play, which has just finished, I'll say. So power play just finished, and the score is 18 for 2. So still a little bit below that run rate, or quite significantly below the run rate. It's now pushing up to 9.5, with new bowler coming on, Namisha, number 18, with a nice healthy run up. We've got third, so we've got a 3rd point, cover, extra cover, mid off, mid on, mid wicket, or relatively 2 mid wickets ish, one straight and one's quite square, and then a short fine. I don't think there is a square leg out there.
Are there plays as you would have expected them, or?
Yeah, I would have probably. Yeah, I would have probably. Well, it seems to be that actually my 2nd mid wicket has now moved herself to just in front of square, so that's a much better field setup. Very orthodox setup. As Namisha comes into bowl, right arm over, nice and full, playing a miss from Rashmi. So you got quite a good age range with these girls. From one of the youngsters, 15, you said she was earlier?
15
She's
is the
incredible.
youngest. Yeah.
She's fantastic.
We have
So
15, 16-year-old players we have.
that's amazing. As Rashmi stands across her stumps looking to play that ball into the leg side, identifying that there's only 2 fielders in her eye line towards where she wants the ball to go. So if she can pierce that gap, hit the ball hard along the floor. As she goes again, as she does. Oh, just well fielded from mid wicket. And a direct hit. As the ball comes firing in, hits the stumps. I think umpire's happy with the keeper. It's not a bad option for Rashmi, especially if the ball's been pitched relatively short. She can get into position early and then use that power to strike the ball through. And now we've seen mid-wicket drop out, which is interesting, because that would have made sense if Rashmi was still on strike. Because actually, Gunjan is 3 off 13, 14 balls. So 3 off 14. She hasn't looked to play anything aggressive just yet, which I like to see her do.
Yeah, me too, definitely. So let's see what happens there. But I'm still waiting for that.
Yeah, she seems to be just prodding the bat slightly at the moment at the ball, which I'd like her to just let her arms be a bit freer. Just let her arms hit through the line of the ball. Try not to prod. But if she does, if that's the way in which she goes as the Bowler runs into bowl here. That's much better from Gunjan. Fortunately, just a single, but that's exactly where she needs to be. She's used her feet, come down, and use that power. That was a beautiful looking shot that she's just displayed to us. So we know it's in the bank. We know it's there, and hopefully that just gives her that little bit more confidence as she goes into the next few overs.
Yeah, the ability is definitely there. It's just that you need to make it happen. And I'm sure we will see that now.
And it's very easy to say as a commentator when you're
Especially
not
me.
out in the middle.
Yeah, especially from me not knowing what I'm talking about. But I'm not giving up on the team though, and I'm sure that they will deliver a surprise and do whatever they can to.
Well, that's exactly what's needed, I think, especially in the women's game. Are those people who are interested in sport in general and wanting teams to succeed. This is a massive growing sport for all women everywhere.
Yeah.
So the fact that we've got the likes of yourself coming from a basketball background, you were talking to me earlier, so I'm going to dive into that in a moment if you don't mind. My mum used to play basketball, my dad coached as well, so that was cool. So I might ask a few questions about that. Is that just from my interest as well as the viewers? But yeah, I think
it's another team sport. So I mean, you can help your teammates to excel.
Exactly.
If you work together, and that's what I'm hoping will happen. We either win or we learn.
Exactly. And I couldn't agree more with that. And I think a lot of people need to take that bit of advice. To be honest, you either win games or you learn from them. There's never much failure. I don't like the term failure. I just like the fact that you don't fail, you learn. And then you can always, even if you come on the wrong side of a game, say in cricket, there's always points which you will have improved on, I'd like to think. So you take Norway in the last couple of games, they scored more runs than they did yesterday. They bowled less wides. I think they were just unfortunate with obviously having a small score for Isle of Man to chase. However, there was a lot of good that came out of that game. As Sumini bowls, and as we say that, unfortunately, Captain Gunja, she's bowled underneath the bat. She's played and missed. Sumini takes her first wicket in her first over, and she's still yet to have a run scored from her in her first 3 balls. With the addition of those byes.
Yeah, I believe Sienna is coming in now to bat.
So the confirmation there is Sienna.
It's definitely Sienna. Yeah.
I had it written
I think
down differently.
it was a bit of sloppy handwriting when we submitted the team list. So
yeah, that's definitely an E on my sheet, isn't it?
It's definitely an E, but it should be an A.
It should be an A. So that would have been so much easier.
So
Sienna.
No blame on you. No blame on you.
I think I went a bit of both.
And
she bowled very well today. Yeah. Sienna bowled very cleanly in her glasses.
Yeah. I could tell you liked her glasses.
I do.
So, yeah.
I'm a fan of sunglasses, but I'm a spinner, so I've never seen a pace bowler bowl in glasses. So that was the first. But now I'm a big fan.
Maybe we can convince you to go and have a talk with you later, or maybe co-comment on another game or something.
Do it. Absolutely fine. Sumini comes in and she's got a second second ball.
That's not what I was.
It was it was an aggressive shot for the first ball. Didn't give herself much time to have a look, unfortunately, Sienna. But that is 2 in 2 for Sumini. Is this going to be the first hat-trick of the tournament? Who knows? For her sake, she'll be wanting it to be, as well as the Italians. But on the opposing team for Sweden, we do not. As our new bats lady walks out to the crease. Who do we have here then?
I need to see better. I should have brought my real glasses and not sunglasses.
Is it Surya? Surya?
Yeah, it's Surya.
Oh, I've done well there, haven't I?
Rashmi's over there, and there's Surya coming in. I think.
Surya Kala.
Just call her Surya.
Surya. Perfect. Yeah, we've got a couple of people that have double names on here. Okay, Surya. Left-hander. Another left-hander. The best looking batters are left-handers, and I don't mean that just facially. They're going up. Is it going to be?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's not. The finger has stayed down, but the roar of the appeal. I don't know if that was a roar of excitement. But again, we go back to it's always very difficult to get an LBW shout as a right-handed bowler coming over the wicket to a left-handed batter. As she comes in again, bowls it a little bit short, and unfortunately that one goes wide. That's ruined her figure for the over. There's the run. So 1 ball left in the over as the umpire waits for the scorers to signal that they're happy. As the last ball comes in. Dead ball called. Something's happening. Not too sure. I think there's just a conversation between umpires. Can't quite guess what's happening out in the middle.
The umpire, are they waiting for the scorers, or are they?
They might be double checking if that was the over, but I don't think it is. There's definitely one left. We will never know. Until the end of the game, we will never know. As Shamini comes into bowl, her final delivery, and it is blocked into extra cover to see us into our 8th over, and the score is 22 for 4. So what do we think? What does Sweden need to do here?
Yeah, well, we definitely need to step up the game. I don't know who stands in line to come in afterwards, but I'm sure that both Surya and Rashmi could get some good hits also. So
well, it's a quick outfield. If we look again, this is what a lot of teams aren't particularly doing a lot in this tournament. I think Italy were the first to really be obvious in terms of their intensity between running between the wickets. So there was a lot of singles being taken from Italy, but kind of you drop and run, so everyone's on the circle edge at the moment. So if they've got good communication as batters, just a drop and run, obviously if they're confident and brave to do so, but as long as they know that.
Yeah, I was just looking. I saw now. I think it's our player Kanchan that's playing over there, the second batter.
Oh, it is. Sorry,
it is
Kanchan. Sorry.
I just realised that now.
Yeah, we do have a
so
TV
we have
screen.
Ramshi
and Kanchan. We do have a TV screen, but because of the glare and the sunlight, it's very, very difficult to see names and numbers. I tend to give up with it sometimes. I can't see too much. Or is it because my sunglasses are causing me a little bit of struggle? But I don't think they are.
I'm not being very helpful, am I? I didn't see the player first, but...
No, not at all. That's fine. As Namisha runs through and provides us with another dot ball.
It's quite windy, isn't it?
It is. I just take a moment sometimes and sit here and just feel the wind hit my face. It's quite nice. As Namisha comes in, and there's a little... Oh, good. If that ball was cleanly picked up, I think she could have been struggling there, but no, it was okay. Because of the misfield, there was a little bit of hesitation in the middle, but Rashmi gets through. As we're just waiting for the umpire to come on the other side. That's a problem if you're an umpire. Left, right hand.
Yeah,
you've got to keep swapping sides. I think that was probably one of the hardest things, actually. Oh, definitely. As Misha comes into bowl. Nice full delivery, played and missed by Kanshan, which takes us to 25 for 4 off 8.4. So run rate has gone up to 11.2. You can't get bored of this scenery backdrop though, can you?
Wow,
Spoke about it
beautiful.
yesterday.
Yeah, truly beautiful.
She runs into bowl and it's been guided towards backward point, picked up very cleanly and fired in. Try and find out. I think that was Sonia down at backward point. Picked it up cleanly one-handed. As we go for the final ball of the over. What can Rashmi do? Where's she going to go? I think I know where I want her to go. I want her to pierce that gap at mid-wicket and go for 4. Step across as she's done.
Really,
Oh.
no.
Unfortunately, standard commentator's curse that I've been giving the majority of people. She's actually sliced it in the air to cover, and cover's taken quite an easy catch.
Next game. Spain won the toss.
We've just had a couple of team sheets come through for the next game if you're going to be with us. The news is, and I've just completely forgot what the news was. Spain have won the toss and I didn't actually hear what they were going to do.
I didn't hear.
I'll collar one of the Spain captains and I will ask a question. So, fielding first, thank you. So, just confirmation. Spain have won the toss and they are going to field first against the Isle of Man, who we saw earlier today beat Norway very comfortably, bowling them out for 46 and then knocking off those runs in 4 overs, or 4.3 overs it was. But back on to the game in hand. So, Sweden-Italy. Just as a reminder, Sweden are chasing down 152 to win. They are currently 26 for 5 off 9, so things aren't going particularly favourable of the Swedish women's cricket team at the moment out here. Italy have been very clinical once more. As Sumini comes in with her long black plaited ponytail down her back.
Yeah, Italy's playing a really good game. Definitely, hence after that.
They're definitely strong in this tournament that we've seen. Got away with that one, Sereni.
Okay,
She's
good.
played that very well. Just before the second bounce, played it through the leg side. The left-handed Kanshan past mid-wicket, who had to chase the ball down for a 2. So a long way to go from here, but big shots need to be played.
Yeah, we really need some big shots right now.
We do, and being 5 down is always quite difficult, because then you have the worry of playing a big shot and losing a wicket. But they're the ones that need to be punished. Anything full, we saw Italy do that in the first innings. Anything full, they were able to put away. So we need to ensure that Sweden are doing the same. I think Kanshan thinks that she might have missed out there. And the new batter to the crease, just so we're aware, is Iman. Is it Iman? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's correct. You know, you brought me here for pronunciation only. You know, that's sort of like the only thing I can contribute with. But
I bet you didn't think you were going to be sat down with the head sound, did you? When
not really.
So, can
But
you
always
help
the
me
first
though?
for anything. Yeah.
So, is it Signe?
Signe, actually.
Okay,
That's how you
Signe.
pronounce it. So you don't really. It's not a hard G. It's Signe.
Signe. Okay. It's a beautiful name.
Yeah, Signe is a beautiful name.
Signe. I
So
like that.
I think actually you only struggled with Signe and Sienna. I think otherwise you were.
And I struggled with Sienna because it was
Because of
written
the
down
spelling,
right.
yeah,
it was written
no
down
blame
wrong.
to you for that.
Oh,
That's,
okay. It's when I speak to the Italians and they tell me that I've pronounced every name incorrectly. I'm doing my best.
You did great.
So Sumini has got one ball left in her second over. She's only gone 4 for 2, some fantastic figures. Oh, but that has gone far above the head of Iman. So that'll be called another no ball and a free hit. It's always nice when you come in and you get a free hit off your first ball. No pressure, just don't get run out.
Oh, she
And it'll
really
be-
wanted to bat that one.
But it will be another free hit because of that wide. So she'll have another go. Just as a reminder for those listening of this morning's fixture, Norway against the Isle of Man. Isle of Man bowled Norway out 46 and chased down in 4.3 overs. So big win for the Isle of Man as another wide is bowled. Again, we will see that free hit. Umpire Andrew Elliott might take off soon if he keeps doing that.
That's the helicopter
free hit,
thing
the
that you
helicopter
mentioned,
signal.
Yeah.
As Sumini runs into bowl a third time lucky and resulted into a dot. And that is the end of her over. The score is 30 for 5 off 10 overs. So Sweden are requiring 122 from 10. So 12 and over. Still doable.
Well, yeah, still doable. if you want a challenge, we just got it. So
Exactly. But that's it. And as we've already spoken about before, we take a lot of learning and a lot of positives from these games. I think that the display of fielding and bowling was good with Sweden. I think there was just one too many full toss deliveries, I'd say, if I'm being critical. But I think they did really well. And Italy are a good team. I think they are the ones to beat at the moment. But
yeah, I
they look
definitely
strong,
think
don't
so.
they?
Yeah, they do.
But what a team to play and to gain
Yeah.
experience. You want to be playing these top tier teams because then that's when you develop, isn't it? So
Yeah. You need the hard matches to really see, what your level are and how you can improve the game and watch and learn from your competition
exactly.
and reflect on the mistakes and just move on
I
to the next game.
couldn't agree more. Little wins as Namisha starts her third over, sorry, and she starts with a couple of. Apologies for that, we just had a little bit of technical difficulties, and in that slight delayed interval we've had 2 dot balls and a boundary on the over of Namisha. So she's now gone for 9 runs off her 2.5, and then the ball has been played down towards the fine leg boundary, pulled in by Sumini. So another couple, so wide ball. So a couple of runs added to the wide, so that'll be 3 wides, which takes the score to 30. Oh, the score is changing. Sorry, just bear with us. We've got a couple of technical difficulties. to 38 for 5. As another single has just been taken by Kanchan. So now we have a man on strike, and I think we are okay and we're back with it. Sorry, a few technical issues takes you a little bit off topic. As Namisha comes into bowl her final ball, and it's played onto the leg side, but it's been fielded quickly, and a sharp throw into the keeper means that there is no run at the end of the over. Right, okay, we can go back into it nice and calmly now.
Yeah, let's hope so.
But you didn't think you were going to be doing this much of a stint, did you?
I didn't feel any pressure at all, because I'm just sort of, I don't know how I ended up here, but it's for you to solve everything.
I needed some pronunciation, and you're here.
Yeah.
Well, I do appreciate it. Thank you so much
worries,
for spending time with me.
Yeah, no worries.
It's a lot nicer doing this with somebody else than it is on your own.
I quite understand that.
Otherwise, there could be a potential few silences.
And I think it's really interesting having players from the other teams coming in while watching these teams, and then can refer to their games and everything, so that could give
Definitely
another angle into the play.
Well, if your girls are staying around after this match, then I'd love to hear from one or two of them. And they said Sienna might be interested, but I'm not sure now. After having a first baller, she might not want to come over and talk about the game.
No. Yeah.
And we are back. Sorry.
Yeah.
If
we'll see if any of the players are up for it, but I will surely ask them.
Definitely. Well, we've got the Spanish team warming up in the background of this match in their maroon red and yellow tops.
Yeah, Nylon Man is sitting there underneath their slightly smaller flag.
Still relaxing from their game this morning. I'm sure they'll start their warm-up at the moment in moments time, as Delisha is new to bowling at the Crocodile Club end here at Desert Springs, where the sun is shining, the clouds have gone-ish. Still a little bit hazy, but lovely weather on our backs at the moment as the sun is drifting round. Beautiful sunset last night, I thought, here, which was stunning. I have to try and get another picture of it tonight during our third game, as Delisha runs into bowl her off spin. Oh, it's been clubbed away by a man.
Waiting for that.
Past square leg. That was a fantastic strike of the ball, very powerful. That's exactly what Sweden need to happen, and more regularly. So hopefully this could be the start of something that Sweden need definitely in this fixture if they are going to look at trying to win this game. 44 for 5. They're still not out of it. I've got a lot of confidence they're still not out of it. We just need to ensure that these girls are going out there with the confidence and bravery to strike the ball. But as we've seen, there is a field change, so square leg has dropped out as the ball is bowled. And deceptive bit of off spin is played back towards the bowler for no run.
But even with my great lack of experience from the sport, though, I could see how Italy is actually playing reactive fielding now when they are placing their the fielders out here. Yeah. No,
I completely agree. And we actually spoke about that in the last game. So there wasn't much thought in terms of their fielding. So obviously they've noticed that she struck that very powerfully, and that's fine to drop her out because they can, because they've got 4 fielders that they can put out. But in the last game, there was a lot of ball chasing, and whereas they actually didn't then. Oh, she's got it. Is she? Oh, she's taken it.
Wow.
There was a lot of fumbling, and it has just hit her body in a position where she is able to snatch onto the ball. Amelia Bartram, she has been fantastic in the field throughout this competition, yesterday and today, and she's just taken an absolute screamer at square leg And as you can see by the excitement of her teammates, they know how much that means to them. However,
Was it bouncing before or something?
something has happened,
Yeah, because my batter is still
which
staying on the
means
field.
all of that excitement, I'm not too sure what's happened, unless
Well-
the ball must have bounced before she took it without her knowing that
I rather
actually
think so. I
the
think
man is still at the crease, so I'm guessing that that must have been the case. That actually she's not noticed it hit the floor, which can happen, we've seen it happen. After all of that,
after all the excitement.
it's not a catch,
Yeah,
which is really disappointing.
not from where I'm standing.
Well, we thought it was out, yeah. Well, there you go. And unfortunately, after all that excitement, the ball's just been bowled down the leg side for an extra run. Regardless of the decision of the catch, whether it to have bounced or not, I think that the piece of fielding from Amelia Bartram was fantastic. From our angle, it
Yeah.
definitely looked like that she had taken it. However, that is a definite catch
Yeah, that's a catch.
from Delacia. I think her bowling attack has been brilliant, to be honest. I know she was hit for a really powerful 4 earlier. However, I think her off spin is very good. It's very loopy. She gets good revs on it. I've seen her bowl in the warm up before, but that caught and bowled, definite wicket. I think they're having a little conversation now. I'm not sure. The umpires are still talking about that other catch that was deemed to be put down, but that's in the past now,
Yeah, so McGann has to
unfortunately.
do-
And for Sweden, a man has been the player to strike the ball very, very well and very cleanly. So maybe that's written in the stars for her. Maybe that's the little bit of luck that they've needed to turn. So that's taken us to the end of the 12th over, and it's 48 for 6. We'll see a new bowler come on for Italy. This is Deshani, and I might have been saying this. I don't think Deshani's bowled. It's probably me getting caught up in that catch in the last over. As she runs into bowl, right arm over, and starts with a dot. Oh, it's all full of excitement. Who'd have thought? Yes, Deshani's first over, number 99, as mentioned before. There she runs into bowl, outside off stump, but again, oh, I thought it was going to be a dot ball. A little bit of a late decision, a late decision for a wide.
I'm quite excited about the Swedish batter that came in now. She's actually playing her first game in the national.
So this is a
team
debut.
shirt. Yeah, that's a debut.
Imali.
So, yeah, Imali is playing her first match today. So
Well, congratulations,
I'm happy. Yeah, I'm
Imali,
really
for
happy
your
for
international
her.
debut.
I hope maybe she is our secret weapon
Your little ticket.
coming in here.
Well, I hope she does well for your sake.
Mm.
50 for 6. Deshani running in. Ball's a lot straighter, which is just defended towards her, so for no run. Got another cap. Do love a cap. Just, I don't know, there's an era of kind of just calm and collectedness with someone who walks out with a cap. As running into bowl and is a bit straighter and then is punished through the offside. just for a single, cut off.
Now we'll see what happens with Imali batting.
Oh, another left-hander, just full of them. I love this.
Yeah, we had quite a few on the team actually.
Again, left-handed cover drive, best looking shot. Don't know why, just is.
As a left-handed basketball player, I do agree.
I've not spoken to you about basketball yet. I need to get back on it. So we'll go towards the end of this over. As Deshani's decided to come round the wicket to the left-hander and darts the ball down through the leg side. Stopped very well by the keeper. So how long have you played basketball for? Or had you?
Well, I played for more years than you had lived, so let's
I
stop
don't know
at that.
about Don't know about that.
I definitely have. I played for many years. So, well,
Nationally?
Not nationally, no. On the highest national level, but not on a
Fantastic.
national team though. But enjoyed the game.
And was that for
Passion.
Sweden?
Yeah, in Sweden, absolutely.
Amazing.
So it's definitely a passion for me. That's the sport in my heart. But then again, I have a love for all of sports, and especially sports, team sports and sports with a ball. I really enjoy that. So, and I see a lot of actually similarities in cricket, in the tactics of it, and then all of that needing to be fit, and there's a lot of similarities that you can find if you're looking for it.
Oh, that is a strong throw that's just soared over the keeper's head. As Deshani finishes the over. A few extras in there, which brings a total to 53. Keeps fluctuating once again.
53, yeah.
Keeps fluctuating on our screen.
Yeah.
53 for 6
Yeah.
off 13 overs. So 99 from 7 required. Still at 14 and over. Few boundaries. Run rate's creeping up slowly with every dot ball.
Yeah.
But we've got Amali in, debutant. Or debut, as some people say it in different countries, and I can never get my head around when they say debut. Pretty sure that's Australia.
We were celebrating her debut today.
Debut.
in Swedish.
I have to learn some
So
Swedish.
she got the cap, in a sort of
What an honour.
what an honor. Yeah.
Yeah.
She got the cap in the ceremony before the game, and she's wearing it proudly. So.
And how old is Amali?
Oh, now you put me on the spot. I really don't know. She's not one of the youngest players.
So mid-20s, I'm guessing?
Well, your guess is as good as mine.
I'll have to find out. And I only
Yeah.
say that is because it's really exciting for me for national representation. That if people come into the game slightly later, like it's just really nice to feel, because there's a lot of kind of stigma around, if
Starting
you're,
late.
you're too old,
Yeah.
and stuff, and it's
You lost. Yeah, you missed the train, and now it's too late. but
exactly. Where actually I completely disagree with that.
Yeah.
As the ball is
Yeah.
bowled
Oh.
and spun
Oh,
past
why aren't they running now?
down by fine leg for a single, chopped over the keeper's head. But no, I think especially when you get slightly older anyway, not obviously within reason, but you get stronger, you understand your art, you understand the craft, and you've got a level of maturity and experience behind your belt. So I think people shouldn't necessarily write off those who are slightly later in age. I say with a little air quote that the viewers can't see, but I do. As Swedish duo run for a 2, easy 2, as a man who just jogs her way through into the crease at the bowler's end.
And the score is now 54, was it? 56.
56 for 6 off 13. As Delisha Run bowls in, and it's slightly full. I think Amali might be disappointed, thinks that she should have hit that one over mid-wicket's head. It was quite far outside the off stump, I think, for her to get across. I think it's important for Sweden to just have a target in mind of just trying to bat out the 20 overs. That's the biggest one. That could be close. No, happy. From our angle, anything that's played across the line and it hits the pad looks to be out, so. Andrew Elliott, umpire, definitely has the best view in the house there. As Delisha bowls and Marley swings very prematurely at that. She probably could have had a second go by the time it went past
almost,
her.
Yeah.
So that takes us to the end of the 14th over. We're 57 for 6. Sweden requiring 95 from 6 overs. So run rate's getting closer to 16 than it is the other way around, unfortunately.
I wonder when Molly was hitting really, prematurely, then that it's again the fact that we are bowling on grass and she, her instinct is different from. I mean, her experience is different from what we are experiencing now, and that's why she missed it.
Well, you're completely right. On turf, artificial, it'll come through a lot quicker. But yes, on the grass, 100%, it'll be slower. So it's all about from what they're used to.
Yeah.
But the more time they can spend out in the middle here, the better for the rest of the competition, most definitely.
Yeah.
As we see, change of bowler. So we've got Chatharika back on with her right arm mediums, I believe. I'm not sure she's spinning. I might be wrong. So staying over the wicket to the left-handed Amali. Big shout from mid-off. Again, we go back to bowling over the wicket to left-handers. It is very difficult to get an LBW decision. However, it's not impossible, as we know. But you're always going to favour that you're not. As she comes in to bowl. Over she goes, and the ball has been firmly struck down the ground, but picked up cleanly. This is one of the Italians' strengths really in the field, as we've seen today. And they get the ball nice and clean in the hands, and they release the ball very quickly. Actually, that's what I've noticed. They don't take a lot of time dilly-dallying with getting themselves into position. They'll pick up the ball and get it in as quickly as possible.
They're really fast in that.
As another dot ball has been bowled by Chatharika. Been proven to be one of the players of the day today.
Definitely.
She's
both as batter and bowler.
Definitely. She had a good game yesterday as well. She's got 2 balls left of her spell. Currently 2 for 10. Or 10 for 2, whichever way you want to say it. 10 runs, 2 balls. 2 wickets. Even I don't know. And then last ball of the over, last ball of her spell. Can she finish with a third? As she runs into bowl. Pulls it nice and straight, but it's hit towards mid-on. Little bit of hesitation between the 2 batters. Probably the right decision in the end. And that concludes Chatharika's 4 overs. 10 runs for 2 wickets, an outstanding performance from her. Again, earlier in the day she hit 41, unfortunately fell 9 short of her half century, but she played a very integral innings for Italy. As the umpires have another little chat together. But we see the return of Amelia Bartram, who has also had a good day with the ball so far. Good little player from Oxford in the UK. Plays for Oxfordshire. It's been exciting speaking to some of the girls who still live in England, who have this connection to these countries. As she runs in right arm round to the left-hander, tries to guide it towards third but misses.
Yeah, we actually have a few players in our team as well with, connection to England cricket. Maybe you have a chat with them later.
Yeah, definitely. As Bartram runs into bowl and is clubbed away to mid-on. one of few clean pickups, or fumbles, sorry, I should say. But again, just comes through for the one as the umpire speed walks his way to the other side of the wicket. I'd like him to do that again, that was good. As Bartram runs in, hits the pad square on. But again, looks like it was missing. From our angle we can't particularly see, but I'm guessing going down leg is normally the case. As Bartram runs in again, and it's played beautifully down towards third. Can they come back for a second? Are they going to? They're going to push it. They want to go, and they've ran another on the throw. That is excellent running by Iman and Imali. I think that was Iman's call. She was always coming back for two. She was waving her down. That was good, good running.
We need every run we can get. So.
And I think for the viewers that we were discussing earlier, I do now have access to the live chat. So if you do have anything to say, please do. I will try and find it. Thank you for all that are commenting on the game. Obviously, lots of positivity. It's great to see so many people on. So hello to everybody wherever you are. And then Bartram in again, played the ball down to fine leg Imali. Just a reminder, this is Imali's debut for Sweden, which is exceptional. Always a big day for everybody. A lot of pride when you represent your country, I can only imagine.
Yeah, and once you have that first game under your belt, then you take some of the pressure off, sort of for the remaining of the games in this tournament. So it will be interesting to following her the next few games.
I'm looking forward to it. Got Sharon coming on to bowl. Some right arm off spin around the wicket, and starts with a wide. A lovely conversation with her earlier in the day. As she goes again, bowls it quite short and is pulled away. Is that going to race away for the boundary? And it is gone. Raced away for four. As the sun beats down on the glorious Desert Springs pitches, it's always drying up the floor, drying up the grass, therefore it'll race away. So maybe we might see another fielding change.
Yeah, we had some heavy rainfall the other day though, so...
We did, I drove in it.
So, yeah, so it wasn't all dry grass.
But noticing that is a free hit, so I'm not too sure what happened, but there was a free hit. Again, picked up well. And I don't mind that. Bit of risky running, but at least there's intent. She wants these runs. She wants to get there. She's doing well. As a ball is very differently. Great diving stop from Amelia Bartram. She's been outstanding in the field. But Sharon changing up her lengths a little bit. Going from pretty short to very, very full, but picked up nicely. Picked up nicely from Imali. Let's see what Iman wants to do here. She's 12 off 18, and Imali 11 off 15. So bit of a change in the field. We've got a deep mid wicket, and then deep square leg, and cover is coming up slowly but surely. As Sharon bowls, puts her down, but that was a good effort. Hit hard back to her as she goes again on a short run up, lifted and drifted into the hands of the keeper. And again, a late call as a wide. They need to call a little bit earlier. I think the umpire's here.
She really has a short run with the bowler, doesn't she?
She does.
Unusually short.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier with the length of run-ups of spinners, but you look at someone like Sophie Eccleston, she probably doesn't come too far past that, to be honest. And she's #1 bowler in the world. There we go. And she's taken the second one. That is a fantastic catch, and she knows it. But great efforts from Aman. Unfortunately, not her day today.
That's also one of our youngest players.
Oh, wow.
So she's performing well.
That's really good. She looked confident.
Beginning of her career, looking at that perspective, that's really, really good.
Wonderful. No, she's done really well there for her team, I think. You know, she'll be disheartened, of course, but I think in the context of the game, I think she needs to, and she's being greeted by her teammates down there, which is fantastic, with a bit of a cuddle and reassurance that she's done well. So that's really lovely to see in the game. She'll be really proud of that, I think, and I hope she should be. As we see our new player to the crease, which I believe, if this is right, this will be Anya, 73.
Yes. Yeah.
Perfect.
Another young player.
Wow, she bowled well. Bowled well today. But it's a good catch, as we see on the replay. Just hit firmly back at Sharon. Wasn't in her hands long enough. But got herself into a really good position for those watching, wherever you might be. Really good position after she's delivered the ball. As she comes in and finishes with a play and miss. I say finishes, she's got one more, I believe. There's a couple of wides in there. With #7 on her back, slightly faster ball, punch through the covers, great bit of fielding from Chatharika. She's been all over the place today. Can't get rid of her in the field. Batting, scored runs, taken wickets. She's had a very, very good game today.
Yeah,
she's carried through her nation. So as we finish the 16th, I believe, it's 73 for 6. Still chasing 152, probably looking a little bit unlikely now for Sweden. However, we want them to finish off, bat out the 20 overs, get themselves experience being out in the middle, because as it's previously been said, there's been very few occasions where Sweden have actually played on grass wickets due to not having those facilities out in Sweden. So the fact that they're out here in Desert Springs playing on a glorious sunshine day, gorgeous backdrop, wind blowing, is...
You can't ask for more.
Exactly. So we have Anya facing her first ball. She turns it into the leg side. And I believe we've had a change of bowler, and this is Captain Kamudu. Love saying that. I'll never get tired of it. As she comes into bowl, and then it's delicately placed by short third. A little bit of hesitation, but a weak underarm throw into the keeper means that she can make her ground easily for a single. So safe to say that it's going to be very difficult for the Swedish team to get these last 77 runs from 2.4 overs, but there are other goals that they can achieve, and batting out 20 overs is one of them. As we see a dot ball from Captain Kamudu. It looks like we have 149 viewers ready for that catch. A little bit of a fumble.
Yeah.
But Sonia with the catch, or Sonia. But that's exactly what the girls need to do as well. If go out trying. That's what it is. So they can't be disheartened, because that's what they need to do.
So I think anyway we should conclude that Imali had a really good debut.
I think she
Don't
did.
you think?
So she finished 11 off her 18. I think she needs to be incredibly proud of what she's done. She's had a good feel of what's going on out in the wicket and the middle. And then you can take that through to your next couple of games. Identify that actually it doesn't bounce as much when it's a slower delivery. Playing off the front foot. I think she's done really well there. She can walk off happy, I think. Which brings Sophie into the crease. I feel like she's quite young. Sophie.
Not as young as Iman.
Oh,
and
okay.
And
I thought she was. Maybe
she's-
that's from
yeah,
being afar.
Yeah, I mean she's not old, definitely not. But it's just that we had some really young players in before. Anya and Iman and those.
So a little bit of a field change as we have another left-hander come to the crease. This is outstanding from Sweden. Producing all these left-handers. Get them over to England. I think England have just signed their 4th left-handed batter in time. Not many. As
there.
it's comes off of the pad and runs through for a single. I think that's good running by Anya. As Captain Kamudu continues. He's got 1 ball to come in this over. Then we go into the penultimate of the game. So what's Anya going to give us here? 76 for 8. Yeah, good running by Sophie. Calls a partner through for the single. And I do have that as over. More chats from the umpires. I'd love to know what they're saying. I need to get a little earpiece.
Maybe they should have a microphone on.
Yeah, I think they should. I think they should have something to connect to us just so we can hear what they're saying. Having a few comments come through on the YouTube live stream from Cricket John. Hello John, how are you? I am enjoying Desert Springs, thank you very much. It is a great venue for cricket. And I think a lot of people here will agree with me. And just saying that, we have lost our 9th wicket. So Sweden have lost their 9th wicket as it has been bowled, and that was... Is that Anya who has been bowled?
That's
So Anya has been bowled,
and Soraya is
unfortunately,
coming
from Dishani, who returns. That is her 1st wicket of the day. So unfortunately we're going into the last wicket. So can we last these 11 balls? That's what I want from Sweden. We've got our final batter walk into the cricket. Walk into the cricket. Walk into the wicket. Blimey, it's been a long day already.
So now we have Soraya.
So now this is Soraya. So now we have
and
Soraya.
Sophie. And Sophie.
Soraya had a good innings with the ball in the first half. I enjoyed watching her bowl. Let's see if she can survive these 10. With Dishani, has had a good spell so far in her 2nd over, as she looks like it's come off the toe of the bat down there towards 3rd, just for the single. Her teammates seem really excited about that run on the side, a bit of cheering. Just a little bit of shoelace tying for Soraya.
Yeah, nice of the umpire to help out.
Oh, so kind, these umpires, aren't they? As Dishani runs into bowl and struck on the pad, not out. Quick shake of the head by Mark, one of our umpires. in his floppy hat as Deshani runs into bowl. Hits the pad again, same result. Again, it's that round the wicket combo. Let's see, hit a fall though, so you never know what can happen. As she runs in, big swing. Needs to be careful of that back foot though. If that back foot's still in the air, she's leaving herself vulnerable to be stumped. But again, thank you to all of those who are watching. Like I say, send it through to family and friends. Get the girls out there. Make sure that people are watching and seeing this cricket being played. I think it's really important for the game, especially in the European countries, that they get the recognition and they get the publicity that they deserve. Definitely. I think there's some incredible players among show that probably a lot of people haven't seen before. So actually get it on, have a look as we go into the last over of the innings of the game. And that is going to be bowled by Captain Kamudu. Almost had a run out. But what our challenge was to see Sweden bat out the 20 overs. So they're doing this very well. Last 5 balls for Kamudu. Can she see her team home with a wicket? That was close.
Close but no cigar.
Close but no cigar. Taking their time to wrap up this game. As Kamudu stands at the top of her mark in a bandana and a sunnies, and the ball's been struck too close mid-wicket, which I think Sophie will be quite disappointed about that it didn't go through. Struck well as the ball is bowled, flighted up again, same result.
The same way, yeah. Need to find a gap.
Hitting it very cleanly. She's doing well. She's doing well, Sophie. She's surviving. The more she can bat out here, the better the experience for her. It's a high bat lift as the ball comes in, and she has unfortunately been bowled round her legs, which means that the Italians have won and that Sweden have been bowled out for 79, but they need to be incredibly proud of what they've performed to today and what they've done. I think that they've had a good game of cricket. I think Italy are a very strong competitive team to be up against as your first game. So I think that they need to walk away very proud, and there's a lot to take from that. And a lot of learnings as well.
Definitely. That's what we should say. That I mean, now we gained a lot of experience. We should reflect upon that and then improve our game for the next challenge that we have tomorrow. So,
who do you have tomorrow? Who's tomorrow's?
Let me see. I think we're playing Norway tomorrow. Yeah, I think our game yesterday was rained out. That was against Isle of Man, so that will be on Monday. So we'll play Italy today. I believe we're playing Norway tomorrow.
Norway tomorrow. Well,
you know,
we've seen them twice. So hopefully you'll get a lot of information from what we've seen from Norway. But in terms of this game, Italy have won the game, posting 151 in their innings, and then bowling Sweden out for 79. So just as summary, that's come up on our screen right now. Not highest score of 12 by Iman Asim. It's going 12 off 20, and then no one else really got going in the middle there or at the start. Quite a lot of flurry of wickets that were given. 23 extras, so still quite high on the extras. However, I think that the girls in the middle, so Sienna, Kanchan, Iman and Amali, especially Amali with her debut today, I think they set it up nicely in the middle, but unfortunately couldn't quite keep the Italians' attack out as we look at the bowling figures. So Sharon, expensive but taking a wicket. I think pick of the bowlers amongst all of them was Chathurika, as she was pick of the bat. So she's bowled 4 overs, 2 for 10, with an economy of 2.5, which is sensational for her, especially after her 41 that she scored in the first innings. And then Sumini, 2 overs, 2 for 6, and then another 2 to Captain Kamudu at 2 for 2. So she bowled incredibly well as well. I think they've had a good game, Italy. It's Italy. I've done that twice now. They've had a good game, Italy. Good game today, good game yesterday, and I think Italy against Isle of Man will be interesting. I think that'll be a good game as well. I'd like to see that, and I'm excited to see Isle of Man against Spain, because I've not seen Spain yet. I'm looking forward to see what they produce. But there we have it. So the pick of the players of the day, pretty obvious from the screen now. Chatharika, 41 off 51 and 2 wickets for 10 runs. So I'm assuming she will probably be the player of the match, but again, that's not up to me. But I can't see anybody else who really stands up to be it. However, I've been Thea Brooks. I've been joined really nicely by a few guest speakers, and I'm very grateful to have them alongside me. So thank you so much for being here, and I appreciate all your help and efforts. And good luck in the rest of your competition. Okay. And that is it from us until the next game, which will be starting very soon. Please join us then. Thank you so much.